Chen Qingtian threw the dwarf Roger violently, and Roger ate a piece of shit and fell to the ground. Then he gave Roger a kick in the ass and the miserable Roger lay forward. Lying on the ground, feeling the dirty smell of the ground, there is a puddle of dog poop in front of you, giving off a tempting fragrance. That taste is too good. Roger got up carefully, not letting himself touch the shit. It really stinks. What are you doing? Do you want to die? Angry Roger, being bullied one after another, wants to find his way back. The big brother in Roguetown, is he shameless? Being bullied and humiliated by a foreigner, Roger couldn't stand it. Believe it or not, I called dozens of brothers casually, and I tell you, Roguetown is my territory, and my brothers are all over Roguetown. You'd better not make me angry, otherwise, you will regret it. Now, immediately, give me my money, and I can act as if nothing happened. Roger just wants his money back. He doesn't want Chen Qingtian's money. This person is a hard stubble, and he can't head on. As for the brothers, he said, there wasn't even a fart. Thief 3 series. I have many brothers, I know Kung Fu, and I have people above me. Chen Qingtian ignored his words, and lowered his head lightly. Call your brother, I'll wait for you here. Whether you want money or not, you have a life. Playing rogue Chen Qingtian is a professional, you name it. Call me if you have the ability, I won't leave, I'll wait for you. Roger blushed, he had been seen through. This person is teasing him. Don't be embarrassed. Don't you want to live anymore? If my brother comes, you won't be able to leave even if you want to. I advise you to be sensible, pay the money obediently, and don't lose the show when the time comes. Continue to intimidate. Roger just wants his money back. The requirements are lowered, his money has been accumulated for a long time. He was taken away all of a sudden, and he ate and drank too much. The money he was reluctant to spend was gone. He was expecting that Chen Qingtian had money and could give it back to him. Don't mistake yourself, Roger said tremblingly. Chen Qingtian spread his hands and said with a smile, money, I definitely don't have it. You know, I have a bad habit. I have money in my hand, and I feel uncomfortable if I don't spend it all. So, you get it. I've spent all your money. You want money? No, you. Roger's expectations fell through, he was really spent. Chen Qingtian didn't lie if he refused to leave until the end of the time. A bolt from the blue. Roger is stupid, this man is so. Not a penny left, really all spent. That's my money, why should you spend my money? Give me my money back, asshole. Roger wanted to cry. His money, all his savings. No more, I went back to before liberation overnight. All gone. He was weak on the ground, he couldn't beat Chen Qingtian. Going to trouble Chen Qingtian, isn't it to give away the head? Why do you? That's my money. The aggrieved Roger kept murmuring this sentence. His money is gone, he feels uncomfortable and wants to cry. I can't cry. Chen Qingtian was ecstatic, whoops, little Roger actually cried. Rare. OMG, what did I see? It's shocking that the future One Piece actually cried for a little Bailey. Hello, little man. Roger looked up, eyes red. Chen Qingtian said, little dwarf, do you want to make money? Roger's eyes lit up and he nodded. No one wants to be a thief unless he has to. He can only live like this. Unfortunately, I won't. Roger. Silent. In the future, don't be a thief, you worthless guy. Chen Qingtian began to educate. If you don't learn well at a young age, you will learn to be a thief like others, and your skills are not good. If your skills are revealed, you will lose face as a thief. Study hard, now you, the main task is to study, understand? Roger looked at Chen Qingtian in bewilderment, he couldn't imagine that this person would say such a thing. So shocking. I would like to, but I have no money. Learning costs money. Like him, he is not qualified to study. It is not easy for an orphan to survive without his parents. Learning. Something that Roger couldn't even imagine. He had longed for, and had fantasized about. But that was a dream, wasn't it? He has to look for the target every day, find a fat sheep, and have a month's food expenses. It's not that he doesn't want to go to work, but that others don't want him. What can such an older child do? There is nothing to do but steal. Hey. The little guy is miserable, much worse than Garp. There are many orphans in this world. There are more pirates, and many orphans are born. They are all poor people. Parents died in the hands of pirates, they have no strength to resist, they can only wait to be slaughtered. Here, little guy, you have to learn well in the future. Chen Qingtian took out a Bailey and threw it to Roger. Turn around and leave gracefully. Roger was holding a Bailey, dumbfounded, and he was crazy. I have so many Baileys, just give me one. He went up and blocked Chen Qingtian's way. What are you doing? I'll give you the money. Roger angrily said to Chen Qingtian. Just one Bailey, you took hundreds of Baileys, and you only gave me one? Are you sending beggars away? Roger, trembling with anger, looked at a gold coin in disbelief. He was really speechless. That person, he was black. Chen Qingtian shook his head. I only have the last gold coin. Do you want it? Don't give it back to me. Roger won't give gold coins. One is just one, and he wants it too. However, he will not make it easy for Chen Qingtian. He decided to follow this man until he returned all the money to himself. Hey, don't follow me. Roger didn't want it, he just followed. Wherever Chen Qingtian went, he followed. Inseparable. The two went around, and Roger still followed. If Chen Qingtian doesn't go, he will have no money, and if he doesn't follow Chen Qingtian, it will be difficult to survive. Hey, little man, do you want to get spanked? Roger was afraid of backing off, he was afraid of being beaten. But, he won't go. If you don't pay me back, I will follow you all the time. Roger expressed his attitude, either pay back the money or leave. Chen Qingtian couldn't laugh or cry, this Roger has good perseverance. In this way, the two walked for 2 days. In the past 2 days, Roger followed the whole process. After eating and drinking, followed Chen Qingtian. Whatever Chen Qingtian did, he followed. On the 3rd day, he was still following Chen Qingtian. One big and one small, forming the best picture of Roguetown. Walking on the street, Chen Qingtian suddenly turned his head, which startled Roger. Hey, kid, let's discuss it, don't follow me, how about it? Roger shook his head, it's impossible, he, Roger, will follow him for the rest of his life. Don't pay back the money, just keep following. It doesn't matter if he is broken anyway. Roger is like a dog's skin plaster, which cannot be shaken off. Follow Chen Qingtian the whole time, even going to the bathroom, he has to follow. Too disgusting. The two walked into the alley, and Chen Qingtian stared at Roger with his arms folded. Hey, little man, here comes your trouble. Suddenly, a few little guys came out from the front and the back. With steel pipes in their hands, they blocked Roger and the two of them. They all smiled and stared at Roger maliciously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 people. The 4 strong young men stared at Roger. Seeing Chen Qingtian next to Roger, they didn't care. Short, are you surprised? Seeing them, is it a surprise or a surprise? They searched for Roger for a long time, and finally found a chance to block him. This little dwarf actually went missing, is he not afraid of death? 1 month, I waited for you for a whole month, and you actually disappeared for me, tell me, how to solve it? As long as you're still in Rog, they'll be able to find him. Roger, this time, has nowhere to go. He choked up a mouthful of saliva, and said in fear, Brother Harry, can you? Cannot. The man called Harry, with yellow hair, stared at Roger with a smile and said, give you 2 choices, either, get beaten. Get beaten by 4 of them, you can try it. Either, you give us money and satisfy us. This time, you can pass. Money can turn ghosts around. They are for money, you give money, they leave. Roger said tremblingly, Brother Harry, I only have so much. A Bailey. No more, no less. It happened to be a Bailey. When Harry saw it, he became angry, and he waved the steel pipe. Short, I think you won't cry when you see the coffin, brothers, give it to me. Several people took a step forward, their fierce looks made Roger shrink back in fright. Can't beat it. Can't run away. This place is cramped and closed. Even if he was killed, no one would know. Brother Harry, I really have no money, all my money was taken away by this person. As if he had found a life-saving straw, Roger pointed to Chen Qingtian and said, he took all my money, Brother Harry. Harry shifted his target and looked at Chen Qingtian. He's just an uncle, he looks strong, but in reality, he's strong on the outside but capable on the inside. Hey, uncle, take out the money, you can get out of here. Threatening 2 people, 4 of them, not being afraid of anyone. Chen Qingtian picked up Roger and slapped his ass viciously. The aggrieved Roger dared not struggle, he hung his head, so ashamed. As for those 4 people, Chen Qingtian didn't look at them the whole time. Little dwarf, you are so courageous that you betrayed me. Do you want to be beaten? Believe it or not, Lousy beat you until your mother didn't know you. Roger raised his head and looked directly at Chen Qingtian. Chen Qingtian slapped him again. Roger fell silent. Don't think you want to teach me a lesson just because you found a few rubbish. I'll tell you, little man, just a few of them are rubbish. I'll punch you one by one. You don't learn well at a young age, and you just play with some trash. Do you want to be like them in the future? When something is not good, you have to be a waste. Only those who have no ability are gangsters. They are the garbage of society and the scum of human beings. Pointing at Sang and scolding why. It seems to be educating Roger, but in fact, Chen Qingtian is scolding four non-mainstream gangsters. Their faces turned blue and red for a while. It was said that his body was incomplete. They're just good-for-nothing trash, rubbish. Harry didn't expect someone to be so arrogant and scold them in front of them. Good, very good, excellent. You are fine, you too, I remember. Little dwarf, and you, uncle, you are fine. Harry, furious, waved. Brothers, come on, hit me hard. Especially that person, kill him for me. 4 people, go together. Roger was terrified. He wanted to run, but was carried by Chen Qingtian, unable to leave. Let me go, they're coming. Struggling, no use. Chen Qingtian didn't let go. What are you afraid of? It's just a few trash, you also need to be afraid? Roger rolled his eyes. Let go of me, I don't want to be beaten. He is afraid. If he was caught, his life would be worse than death. He doesn't want to be scrapped. Harry, it's here. His steel pipe smashed down. Chen Qingtian lifted Roger up and faced the steel pipe, causing Roger to curse in fright. Bastard, let me go. Don't want. Close your eyes and wait for death. He knew that this would happen, that person would use himself as a shield. Damn it, it's over. That's it. Aren't you too useless? The attacks of the other 3 were safely avoided by Chen Qingtian. You don't need to look, just move your footsteps lightly. The attacks of several people were in vain, and Chen Qingtian followed up the attack of the eldest brother Harry. He holds Roger in one hand and the steel pipe in the other. He laughed and said, Hey, haven't you eaten? Can you give me some strength? Harry pushed hard. Steel pipe, motionless. Harry blushed. Give Lousy a move. The steel pipe remains motionless. In Chen Qingtian's view, his power was insignificant. With a slight twist, the steel pipe twists. The huge force twisted Harry's arm. Ah, my hand. Harry's hand, crippled. Chen Qingtian went up to mend his foot, and his other arm was also scrapped. Seeing this, the other 3 wanted to run away. One punch by Chen Qingtian. Of the 4, 3 fainted, and the rest Harry was awake. The blink of an eye, Roger opened his eyes and saw it. He saw all of them, and a few people fell down in a second. Hiss. Okay, so strong, he's so strong. Stronger than the Marines seen. The most powerful man Roger has ever known. At this moment, Roger's eyes twinkled with stars. Chen Qingtian looked down at Harry, and he stretched out his hand. Harry's hand was disabled and he couldn't move. Gritting teeth. I like to see your expression, it's really interesting. Now I will give you 2 choices, one is to die. Harry shook his head. I want the second one. Second, see if you can satisfy me. Harry understood, and he said immediately, I have money, and I have money in my arms. Chen Qingtian put Roger down and gave him a kick. Roger understood in seconds, and went up to explore. When he found the money bag, he picked it up happily and searched for other places. Even the clothes were stripped off. 4 people, blinking and naked. They didn't have anything on them, and Roger wasn't going to clothe them. Harry. Hey, wait a minute, clothes. Chen Qingtian raised his eyebrows, and Roger said, That's my clothes, what are your clothes? Harry is so angry, he never expected to be taught backhanded by Roger one day. However, I can't beat it. A certain person knows how to pretend to be a tiger. Also, I'm going to call you Big Brother in the future. What are you doing? It's not polite at all. Saying that, he gave Harry a kick. Harry passed out. 152. 154. 221. 225. Wow. A lot of Baileys, 225 Baileys, man, we have a lot of money. Roger counted Bailey excitedly, almost 10 times, and every time he counted, Chen Qingtian's eyebrows twitched. How many Baileys can be seen at a glance, no need to count. Roger, never tired of it. He got so many Baileys for the first time, so excited. Brother, these are mine, now, yours. To get his own money back, Roger refused to take one more Bailey, and gave all the others to Chen Qingtian. The money belonged to Harry and also to Chen Qingtian. He took it, it was not good for him. Chen Qingtian pointed to the money in Roger's hand and said, Hey, little man, did you make a mistake? Roger's eyes widened, and he backed away holding his money. Mine. This is my money, who made you spend my money? Refuse to let go. No matter what, it is impossible to let go. He took back a part that belonged to him, and he didn't take any more of the others. Roger was self-aware, and he didn't want to be beaten. Did I tell you to overpay you? After snatching it back, Roger rushed up to snatch it back. It was brought up by Chen Qingtian. It's the first time, so embarrassing. Roger couldn't resist and bowed his head obediently. Boy, it's not impossible to want money. Roger's eyes lit up. Is it really possible? Chen Qingtian said with a smile. Yes, as long as you call Dad, not only these, but also mine. Let One Piece Roger call Dad, just think about it and get excited. Chen Qingtian is looking forward to it. Roger, caught in self-doubt. It's a shame, that's the bottom line. Can't shout. In his whole life, he never called anyone other than his own father. What? No. Since you don't want to, then I'm leaving. Roger was in a hurry. He followed, looking up in shame. Dad. The sound is like a mosquito, low and inaudible. Chen Qingtian teased. Say it louder, I didn't hear it. Actually, he heard it. No matter how quietly Roger spoke, he could still hear him. Roger. Silent. Are you here to make trouble? Believe it or not, Lousy will kill you with a knife. Dad. Roger gritted his teeth and yelled a second time. After shouting, he bowed his head and stretched out his hand. Dare not look directly into Chen Qingtian's eyes. Once the money is in hand, Chen Qingtian will do what he says. Isn't it just 225 Baileys? It's a trivial matter, he catches more than this number at random at home. Any one of the pirates outside has hundreds of thousands of Baileys, and the stronger ones can have millions. There are also pirates with tens of millions of Baileys, but very few. Haha, dear son, let's go. Dad treats you to a big meal. In the restaurant, the two ate a lot. There was a heap of stuff on the table, and Roger's appetite was okay, a little less than Garp's. Chen Qingtian's appetite is really good, he ate the amount of dozens of adults by himself. Lots, just plates, piled high. He alone can be said to eat up all the materials of the restaurant. The boss came out heartbroken and asked them to pay the bill. Once the two escaped the bill, the boss would lose money to Grandma's house. Look at me, give me the money, isn't the money with you? Don't look at me, I have no money. Roger pointed at Chen Qingtian angrily, not letting go for a long time. He took out the money with difficulty and gave all the money to the boss. Was told by the boss, not enough. It's not enough, it's not enough. At this moment, Roger collapsed. His money, just in hand for a while, is gone. How is it possible? This is 255 Baileys. How could it not be enough? Are you a black shop? The boss said seriously. Young man, don't talk nonsense. All the dishes in this restaurant are clearly priced, and there is no deception. I think you know how much you eat, and I won't charge you too much, and I will wipe off a fraction for you. Given an amount, Roger doesn't want to live anymore. The two of them ate thousands of Baileys, nearly tens of thousands. A meal, eat so much. The boss said, the two of you are eating expensive dishes, it must be more expensive. Roger regretted it, he shouldn't have followed Chen Qingtian in for dinner. He knew that the food inside was expensive, but he didn't expect it to be so expensive. Do you have to do the dishes for a year? Roger wanted to run away. Chen Qingtian pinched his nose and asked, I don't think this number is necessary, boss, what do you think? The boss's face turned cold, he gritted his teeth and said, I'll give you another 10% discount, it can't be lowered, you should pay quickly. The boss doesn't want things to look ugly, he just wants to do business. It is only right and proper to pay for meals. Chen Qingtian got a 10% discount, and he was also satisfied. Take out a sum of money to the boss took the money happily. Welcome to visit next time, two bosses. That attitude can change as soon as it is said. Get a batch soon, okay. Since then, Roger's money has been emptied. After he got rich overnight, he became a pauper. The two left the restaurant, and Roger asked, where did you get so much money? Why can't he see where Chen Qingtian's money is? Obviously he has no money, where did the money come from? Also, why take his part? Repay the money. Chen Qingtian lowered his head and smiled. Little brat, you have to understand, all your money is gone, I didn't take it. If you want money, you can go to the boss to get it back. I'm out of money, if you don't believe me, search. Roger didn't believe Chen Qingtian's words, this man was full of nonsense. None of the words are true. After searching again, Roger Mao couldn't find it. How is this possible? Not reconciled, Roger searched again. Still nothing, empty Chen Qingtian, no money. Chen Qingtian sneered in his heart, definitely not, his money is stored in the system. Like a warehouse function, you can put a lot of things. This is what Chen Qingtian found out by himself in the later stage, the system doesn't say anything. With a lot of money, Chen Qingtian's property is still acceptable. Okay, don't search anymore, there is really no money. Eat and drink enough, you have to rest. Roger avoided someone's gaze, he was scared. Once someone looks at him, it must be bad. Let's go. Roger. Where are you going? You're home, I'm sleepy and want to sleep. Roger refused. No, my house is very simple and not suitable for you to go. He didn't want to take this person home. His home couldn't be ruined by him. Chen Qingtian raised his hand and made a fist. Roger shrank his head. Can you not go? Let's go to sleep on the street. Look at how cool it is here, and beauties, we don't need to go to my house is very dirty. Wow, beauty. Another beauty. There are beauties walking on the street, squatting on the street, looking at the beauties. Like a gangster in the street, Chen Qingtian is speechless. He didn't learn well at a young age, learning this kind of thing, no wonder you want to be a thief. Boom. What? Roger jumped up after being knocked on the head, it hurt so much, Chen Qingtian hit hard. He jumped up and said, why hit me, I didn't provoke you. Don't talk nonsense, hurry up and take me to your house. Roger shook his head. Chen Qingtian raised his fist. I'm not discussing with you, I'm telling you, little man. Don't force me to do it. With this punch, I promise you will get all your shit out of it. Roger. Silent. Fear. Fear. In the end, he could only take him home. Roger's home is very simple, as he said, dirty and messy. It is even simpler than Chen Qingtian's home, like someone else's abandoned house. It has been unoccupied for a long time, and it emits an unpleasant smell. The trembling house will collapse at any time. As if the wind blows, the house will be blown away. Hey, my family, you go to sleep, the bed is over here. His bed is very small. Several planks are connected together to form a simple bed. There was a quilt, probably someone else didn't want it, so Roger picked it up and washed it for himself. Chen Qingtian wasn't too polite, he just lay down and went to sleep. Go to sleep for a while. Roger realized that Chen Qingtian had fallen asleep. Are you a pig? Just lie down and fall asleep. Damn it, I didn't even realize it, you're F***king asleep. Roger walked out cursing and sitting in the doorway. Put your head in your hands and stare outside. Just look at it. An hour passed. Chen Qingtian woke up, and he sat beside Roger. Little dwarf, what are you thinking? Roger turned around. Are you awake? I didn't fall asleep. How can I wake up? Roger. Children, do you have many question marks? He started snoring, shaking the house to the point of collapsing. You told me you didn't fall asleep, did you come to joke? You kid has been sitting for an hour, what are you thinking about? Roger continued to hold his head, staring ahead. I didn't think about anything. Children, you have something on your mind too. At a young age, why pretend to be deep? Take a closer look, from the side view, Roger, with the appearance of hockey in the future. It's a pity that the temperament can't be improved. Do you have a dream? Kid. Not shorty, that brat. Roger turned his head, he stared at Chen Qingtian for a long time. Nod, he has a dream, a big dream. Oh drink, what is the dream, can you tell me to open my eyes? The smiling Chen Qingtian didn't mean to mock him, Roger saw through Chen Qingtian's eyes. Eyes are the best windows to the soul, you can see your thoughts by looking at your eyes. Hey. Roger didn't say it, or was ashamed to do so. His dream is buried in his heart, he told no one. Tell me, my son. Roger snapped up. Who is your son, don't talk nonsense. Gold Roger's father died long ago and is buried there. On the hillside ahead, there are 2 mounds of earth. It was the grave of Roger's father and mother, which he buried with his own hands. Silent. I'm going, son of a dog, you actually cursed me to death. My dear son, don't be like this. After all, I am also your godfather. Disgusting title, Roger felt like throwing up. Don't want to hear those 3 words. No, don't talk nonsense, I don't know you. Chen Qingtian stroked his chin, and pressed Roger's head with his other hand. Roger tried to shake off several times, but was held down by Chen Qingtian. He lowered his head and asked Roger, tell me, what is your dream, maybe I can help you. Chen, don't know anything else. Caring for minors is a profession. Whether you have not graduated from kindergarten, are still in elementary school, or have reached the stage of rebellion, I can educate you. As long as you are an individual, he is confident that he can educate well. Roger looked and looked, many times. Want to say, stop again. Finally, he spoke. Don't laugh at me, my dream is big. He vaccinated Chen Qingtian just to prevent him from mocking himself. Hurry up, it's just a dream, is it that hard to say? Roger smirked. I want to be One Piece. Looking up at Chen Qingtian's reaction. Stunned. Sure enough, did he find it funny too? Click. Chen Qingtian's heart skipped a beat, as expected. He still wants to be the Pirate King. He lowered his head and stared at Roger. He has a dream to be the One Piece. I want to be the king of the sea, and I want my name to spread throughout the world. I want to prove to all of them that I, Gold Roger, am One Piece. Now he is a weak person, a person who is sympathized with and pitied by others. He was also easily bullied by others. However, he will prove to everyone that he, Roger, is the One Piece. He will be the One Piece that everyone will remember, and everyone who goes to sea will remember his name. Ding. You seem to have met the legendary Son of Destiny. He has the dream of becoming the One Piece, but lacks the corresponding ability and brains. You think you should care for him. Roger, who lacked love since he was a child, yearns for love from others in his heart. Mission. Caring for a teenager with a dream is the wish of every elder. Reward. Determined at random. Remarks. Very rich rewards, unprecedented gift packages, you have to work hard. The system that has been dead for a long time finally came out to issue a mission, the Son of Destiny, Roger. The future One Piece, an all-powerful man. In the future sea, he will be the king who gathers all the pirates. At the moment, he is just a troubled child. No one could have imagined that the little man in front of him would become the pirate king in the future. Roguetown, because it is called the Town of the End, all pirates will come to Roguetown to pay their respects before going to sea. That's for later. Now, at this moment, Chen patted Roger's head. Dreams are great, yes, dear son, since you have a dream, then you should move towards it. Roger looked up in surprise. He didn't expect Chen to support him. He thought that Chen would laugh at him, and then said that he was overreaching. Don't you think it's ridiculous? Chen said to him seriously. Dreams are called dreams because they are great. Everyone has a dream, they all move towards their dreams, most people give up halfway, they fail. A small number of people go to the end, and when they are about to succeed, they also give up. There are very few people who can realize their dreams. Having dreams is neither shameful nor ridiculous, boy, remember. Chen started his educational work. Ideas are the hardest to teach. Do a good job in ideological work, and other work will be easy to do. Those who realize their dreams, without exception, are successful in life. Dreams don't matter big or small, as long as you move towards your dreams, you are worthy of respect. Kid, remember, you can't stop until you fulfill your dream, do you understand? Roger stood up, respectfully said, yes. Very good, this attitude is good. Chen added, there are many bumps on your way to realize your dreams. First of all, the first lesson I want to teach you is that. Come on, dear son, bring daddy a plate of water to wash his feet. Roger. What about the shrimp? Chen This is your first step towards your dream, and it is also the greatest step. Roger went to bring water in a daze, and then washed Chen feet. He always felt that something was wrong, but he couldn't remember what was wrong. Washing your feet is a great thing. Helping dad wash his feet is even greater. Chen kept brainwashing Roger. Don't be burdened, you are a filial son, as the saying goes, people's filial piety comes first, and you are already ahead of many of your peers. Step 1. You step out. Still in a daze, Roger enthusiastically washed Chen feet. Halfway through the wash, he suddenly discovered a problem. Chen not my father, why should I wash his feet? At this moment, he realized that he had been fooled. Look up, let go, and move away from someone. What's wrong, boy? Roger pointed at Chen and said angrily, are you fooling me? Fudge? Where is it? Boy, you can't talk nonsense, I never fool people. In my eyes, you are not human, you are my son. Good son, go ahead, don't think too much. Roger was trembling with anger, he gritted his teeth and said, I, Roger, won't wash your feet, it's impossible in this life. Strike. I can't wash his feet by myself. Tell me, where will I save Roger's face? Chen smiled, he found out, boy, you woke up too late. Boy, you can't do things halfway. You wash your feet halfway through, what should you do with the rest? Roger gritted his teeth and said, are you without hands or feet? Can't you wash your feet yourself? Lousy, it is impossible to squat down and wash your feet. Impossible. It is impossible in this life. Such a tough guy, Chen persuaded. Come on, kid, don't you want to become stronger? Become stronger than me, then you can teach me a lesson and teach those who bully you. Think about your dream, do you want to give up? Earnestly and kindly. Chen moves with reason and understands with emotion. Are you going to give up everything? A manly man, capable of bending and stretching. It's just washing your feet, it's not about letting you die, so what's the shame? Roger hesitated, half convinced. Impossible, I can't wash your feet, you change one. Chen pointed to his feet, then give me a massage. Roger's face turned blue. Impossible. Massage, isn't that also a foot wash? I can massage your shoulders and feet, it's impossible, don't even think about it. Roger backs down, he can massage, but not the feet. I, Roger, also want to save face. You can make me do things, you can't make me grovel. In that case, let's get a massage, just because I'm tired. Anyway, after washing the feet, it is also good to cooperate with massage. Not reconciled, Roger came behind Chen and gave him a massage. Superior. A little above, a little near, to the left, and a little to the left. No, down there, at the spine. Haven't you eaten? Use your strength. The right shoulder, yes, this is the position, use your strength. Boy, be gentle. What I want is a massage, not murder. Roger, being told over and over again. Massage here, massage there. The entire back was massaged once. Roger, again asked to re-massage. Chen pushed forward and didn't want to stop. Foot washing, massage, one-stop service, really comfortable. Be gentle, can you take my feelings into consideration? The strength of the hand should be well controlled, neither too strong nor too light. If it's light, it won't work. If it's heavy, I'll hurt. Demands increase, and the intensity should be neither light nor heavy. Roger was confused why you asked for so much. I give you a massage, but you still ask for this and that. Can you be an individual? After half an hour, the massage is over. Roger's hands were sore, he wanted to kill Chen. Tell me to be powerful, but I don't see him teaching him. Come on, Roger, pour the foot wash. Roger, silent. Fists clenched, wanting to kill. Chen said, let's start to learn. Roger obediently poured the foot washing water. For the sake of learning and strength, I fought hard. The two came outside, and Chen followed Roger's footsteps to a remote place. There are few people around, except for the two of them, there is no one else. The place is nice for exercising. Come, chop wood for me. There are many trees nearby, and it happens that the family lacks firewood. Roger. What? My pants are down, you want me to see this? With a question mark on his head, Roger looked at Chen puzzled. Chen didn't give an explanation, he said, go. Why are you looking at me? Can't do such a simple thing. Do you still need me to teach you how to chop wood? Boy, are you stupid? Roger's face turned red and blue and purple. Being called stupid in person, according to him before, he would have done it long ago. I can't beat it, but I admit it obediently. Holding a woodcutter, he went to chop wood alone. Chen request is to cut down the trees, not the ground. You can't pick them up, you have to cut them down, especially the hardest trees. It takes a lot of knives to cut a small branch. Roger, waving his hands bitterly, was chopping wood, very tired. It took a long time to chop a little bit. Chen sit down in a shady place and watch him chop wood. Like a supervisor, Roger is not allowed to be lazy. Hurry up. Why are you being lazy? Do you think I don't know? If you can't finish the task today, don't even think about going back to eat. Don't think I'm afraid to beat you, boy, if you provoke me again, believe it or not, I'll beat you. Speaking of punching, Roger sped up. He didn't dare to be lazy, so he chopped firewood obediently. Damn it, this man is clearly here to play with me. It was agreed to teach me the real thing, and in the end, let me chop wood. Who wouldn't? It's as simple as chopping wood. He muttered in his mouth, but his body followed suit. 2 hours passed, Roger chopped a lot of firewood. The ground, piled up in a pile. He tied it up, enough for 2 people for 2 days. Chen shook his head, not enough, continue. Roger's hands were sore, and it hurt to lift it up, but it wasn't enough. He asked back. How much do we want to cut? You have to give me a number. It is a silly thing to chop wood aimlessly, at least Roger thought so. What's the use of chopping firewood? Chen stretched out his hand, and Roger handed him the hatchet. Touching the chopping knife, Chen came to a big tree that was bigger and thicker than them. Look well, study hard. Pay attention to my movements, when the time comes, don't say I don't teach you. He raised his hand, and slowly lowered the hatchet. Sweep. Chen finished this action, handed the hatchet to Roger, returned to the original position, and continued to sleep. Roger, staring at the eyes stupidly, there is nothing, slashing at the air, I will do it too. The next second, the wind blows and the tree falls down. A nice, flat cut is presented. One knife, such a big tree, was cut off. This. How did you do it? He moved closer and watched carefully. It was just chopped, not prepared in advance. If you do this, you don't have to chop wood, boy. Scared, boy. There are more ruthless ones. The first day passed, and Roger was tired until midnight. He kept chopping trees, starting from small branches, and he felt Chen Qingtian's movements and the posture of holding the knife at that time. Every step, remember in your mind, and then do it. The felling posture changes every day, and he does it step by step. If one cut doesn't work, then 10 cuts, 100 cuts, it won't work, keep cutting. So the next day. So on the third day, until the 10th day. He managed to cut off the branch with one knife, and the smooth cut showed Roger's first successful step. He came to seek credit from Chen Qingtian. He worked so hard that he was not worth day and night. I practice until midnight, and wake up very early in the morning. They are working harder and more diligent than Garp Sengoku. Having seen the outside world, Roger understands the importance of strength. Without strength, you will be bullied all the time. In the town of Rog alone, a bunch of people are bullying him, because of what? Strength. You have no strength, and no one protects you, they will bully you when they see you. He said excitedly, "Hey, old man, I did it." Chen Qingtian picked his nose and opened his eyes with difficulty. "Oh, drink? Let me see." Roger held the knife, adjusted his breathing, and chopped down branches, divided into two, smooth and neat. His swordsmanship has already been introduced. The first step, he did it. Chen Qingtian said with a smile, "That's right, you can do this in 10 days, very good. However, your talent is not very good, it is much worse than me back then. You must know that it only took me 1 day to learn this trick back then. Your sister deserves to be called Roger, her talent is truly terrifying. Xiaohei studied for a month before he could do this. It seems simple, but it actually requires breathing, adjusting your breathing, and concentrating your strength. Roger did it in 10 days, much faster than Xiaohei. The talent of swordsmanship of the two can be seen from this. 1 day? Roger didn't quite believe it. Really? A hammer struck Roger's head, and Chen Qingtian said, "What I say is true, whether it is true or not. Don't think that you are very talented. In fact, there are many people who have achieved this step. At least among the people I know, there are no less than this number. Put up your fingers." 10. You have to know that the world is very big, and there are countless geniuses. The number of geniuses counted by Marine alone is countless every year. So, don't be proud, you are still far behind. It's just a matter of chopping branches, it's still early. Chen Qingtian added, "Whenever you cut down this tree, you can learn new things. Swordsmanship has several levels. If you want to be a swordsman, you must at least learn to cut iron. Cutting trees is the easiest. The second step is to chop the stone. The third step is to cut the iron. After completing these 3 steps, you can already become a teacher." Zoro has worked hard for a long time to cut iron. After realizing this, Zoro's strength improved by leaps and bounds, and he sang all the way to the new world. Roger, a brat, lacks strength for the time being, he needs to polish his own strength. However, his talent is really terrifying, and his understanding of breathing is better than anyone else. Roger, the son of destiny, has even stronger talents. The voice that all things listen to, he can hear the voice, follow the breath, and do what he wants. Hey. What? The hardworking young man is sweating non-stop. Chen Qingtian felt that he was back to training Garp trio, full of youth. 3 people become 1 person, and the energy he expends is much reduced. Chen Qingtian is thinking about the development of devil fruit every day, and the progress is slow. Meditate and breathe the natural breath. He felt the breath in the air, felt the state that the tortoise usually held. Be lazy, salty fish. Lie down and feel the breath of laziness. The slow-paced tortoise, in his eyes, is slow. Chen Qingtian's swordsmanship also seems to have been comprehended. His swordsmanship has improved several levels, reaching level LV15, which is a full improvement of 7 levels. He raised his hand, picked up a twig, and slowly swayed it. The slow movements are full of natural breath. In my eyes, the whole world slows down. His sword, very slowly, cut across the stone, and the stone split in 2. The ground seemed to be breaking apart. Roger, disturbed by a breath. He turned around and saw a terrifying scene. Branches, even separated the stone. How is this possible? How can a branch cut a stone? This? Unbelievable, he seems to have seen an unbelievable scene. Staring straight at Chen Qingtian, Roger became excited the next moment. This is what he wants, swordsman, if you want to become stronger, you must have a goal. Roger has a purpose. I'm going to do that too. I can. Roger, determined, he's going to make it this far. Cutting branches and trees was no longer enough for him. He will chop stones with branches. This? Chen Qingtian woke up, he looked at his hands, the level of swordsmanship had increased several levels. He seemed to have realized something very powerful, and then looked at the branches in his hands and the stones separated from the ground. In his eyes, the stone exudes a different aura. Touch a stone lightly, and the stone shatters. Is it the breath of the stone? I can feel their breath. Chen Qingtian does not have the ability to listen to the voice of all things, but he can feel their breath. The world around us is all about each other. Every plant, tree, and even stone is breathing. Fantastic world. Roger's movement of chopping down trees was also very slow. Slowly. Sure enough, it was right to develop devil fruit. Looking at the development level of devil fruit, it is as high as 88, an increase of 4. His thinking is correct. Developing devil fruit can give him a boost in strength. Slow state, he realized. Correspondingly, he also needs to comprehend the fast state. This kid has worked hard, not bad, not lazy. Roger's movements carried a strange aura. Chen Qingtian looked again. Isn't this the action he did just now? He is studying. I'm trying to figure it out. What a powerful talent, what a heaven-defying comprehension. This Roger, really heaven-defying. Comparing himself and Roger, Chen Qingtian was deeply defeated by his talent. Your sister, he has practiced for a year or two, and he doesn't need a month to recover his blood. You say you are not angry. People are better than dead people. It can't be compared, he is the child of destiny, and I am just a spectator. Fortunately, it was one of his own. If it was an enemy, Chen Qingtian would kill him immediately to prevent future troubles. One day is about to pass. Roger managed to chop down trees. Show it to Chen Qingtian, it scares Chen Qingtian. The comprehension speed is really fast. His strength grew rapidly. Cut down trees every day. Let him know how to control the hatchet. Give him a taidao, and he can chop you to death. An enviable talent. Time flies. In the blink of an eye, a year has passed. Kid Roger, he has grown up a little bit. In the past year, under Chen Qingtian's crazy exercise, his body is full of muscles. The whole person's demeanor has changed drastically, with sharp edges and corners, a mean smile on the corner of his mouth, and his pupils are still so pure. What is admirable is that Roger's talent and his diligence have given Chen Qingtian a huge shock, and his strength has also undergone tremendous changes. It took a year to chop firewood, and the money from selling firewood alone was enough for them to eat and drink for a period of time. Old man, compete with me. Roger itches. Over the past year, his strength has improved by leaps and bounds, and he wants to find someone to try. He felt that he could challenge Chen Qingtian's strength, so he came to challenge. Boy, you just hit a sword and you are going to trouble me. Are you too arrogant? He just hit the brat with a sword, and he started to shriek. He wanted to beat himself up, who didn't know what he was thinking. Roger smiled shyly. Haha, where, I'm just curious about your strength, old man. There is no malice, and I never thought of beating you up, haha. Having said what was in his heart, Chen Qingtian picked his nose and said, you said it yourself, boy. Do you want to beat lousy? Chen Qingtian is not used to him. Little guy, if you don't beat you up, you don't know why the world is so popular. Get up. Move your muscles and bones, haven't done it for a year, and some are rusty. That's okay, you can beat people yourself. After cultivating health and character for a year, I also want to beat someone up. Since Garp joined the army, Chen Qingtian missed the feeling of beating his son. I promised in advance that you can't cry when the time comes, kid. Roger said arrogantly. It's not sure who will cry at that time, old man. One old man at a time, young, don't know how to respect the old and love the young. The old man wants to let you know what respect is. Come on. The old man is standing here and calling you, so what if I ask you 10 moves? Chen Qingtian stayed where he was. If you go up, I won't fight back. Roger smiled coldly, just waiting for your words. People who care about big things have to pay the price. Old man, you have to be careful. Roger familiarized himself with his new weapon and attacked. His movements, in Chen Qingtian's eyes, were very slow, very slow. Like a tortoise crawling, Chen Qingtian didn't block his attack, allowing him to slash on himself. Just in time. Let Chen Qingtian test how strong his body is. After a year of continuous training, his defense has reached a terrifying level. The increase given by devil fruit is too strong, and his anti-injury ability has also been improved by 2 levels. The terrifying Chen Qingtian, his various abilities have been improved to the point where he feels horrible. Roger, just in time, bumped into it. Old man, I'm here. Roger dodged to the back to avoid Chen Qingtian's frontal attack. He mocked Chen Qingtian's slow movements, swinging his knife and slashing. For the next second, he couldn't laugh. His sword slashed at Chen Qingtian's body, as if he had slashed at steel. Harder than ordinary iron, his sword cannot cut. Buzz. The huge force bounced back, and Roger flew out like a cannonball. More than 10 meters away, lying on the ground. How much strength he used, most of the strength returned from the injury. This force is enough for Roger to lie on his stomach. This is. Roger was on the ground, trembling all over. The huge force made him unable to stand up. He slashed himself, and then flew away by himself. He was also injured. What happened? How could I fly out? Then, he was picked up. Chen Qingtian slammed down on Roger's ass, with constant slaps. Ah. Stop it, old man, stop it for me. Don't want. A full 10 slaps landed on the place where he was ashamed. Roger, want to cry. He was humiliated again. Clutching his ass and standing, he didn't want to live anymore. Boy, you agreed not to cry, but don't cry. Roger endured tears. A year of training made him stronger. But he is still a child. Next time I will see if you are still arrogant. Those who dare to challenge the old man must be careful. Once you fail, you will encounter even more terrifying things. Roger reluctantly asked. Old man, why are you so hard? Are you wearing armor? It's impossible to be that hard without wearing a suit of armor. Roger said that he wanted to lift off Chen Qingtian's clothes, but he couldn't see the armor. Muscles, bare muscles, hard and full of power. At this moment, Roger collapsed. No armor, just muscles. How did you do it, old man? Chen Qingtian looked at Roger with a smile, and said, Boy, why do you have so many questions? You will naturally know in the future. There are some things I won't tell you. Also, you kid, remember one sentence in the future, don't eat devil fruit. Roger. Huh? Confused, he looked at Chen Qingtian in puzzlement. Devil fruit increases strength quickly. For them, shouldn't they eat it? Everyone wants to eat a devil fruit and become stronger. Wouldn't it be a step up to the sky if you could eat a Logia devil fruit? A swordsman cannot eat devil fruit. A swordsman cannot let himself have weaknesses. Devil fruit is a landlubber. If you eat it secretly, don't say I didn't warn you. Chen Qingtian once again warned Roger, a swordsman, that if he ate devil fruit, he would not be a pure swordsman. Will be looked down upon by other swordsmen. Moreover, the disadvantages of devil fruit are too obvious. Oh. Roger nodded, he just didn't eat. He will remember this sentence for a lifetime. In the days to come, he also used this sentence to remind his younger brothers. At least the old man will not deceive him, and I believe that the old man is right. Okay. You don't need to chop wood today, your sword skills can no longer be improved. After chopping wood for a year, Roger's swordsmanship has improved a lot, reaching a shackle. He wanted to break through, but it was impossible to exercise by himself. He needs a fight, a battle of life and death. The best way for a swordsman to break through is to fight. A swordsman who has not experienced fighting cannot reach the peak. Pack up. I'll take you to a good place. Roger asked excitedly. Where? Old man, are you teaching me something stronger? The old man has many tricks hidden, but he didn't teach himself. What Roger is most interested in is how the old man's iron body was made. If he also has such a body, no one will be afraid when he fights. Let's go. Packed up, the two of them headed towards the town of Rog. Arrived. A den of thieves. Chen Qingtian kicked the door, and then said, Let your boss get out. My boss said that he will single out all of you. Backing away, giving in, revealing Roger's figure. The door shattered, and Roger, who was standing at the door, was dumbfounded. This place is the biggest gang in the area, the biggest gangster center in Roguetown. The gangsters who come out here are not famous. They train children and beat them professionally for 30 years. Roger, who used to be one of them, was trained and beaten by them. Today, Roger came to the door again, provoking their boss. Crazy to die. Who is it? Which bastard dares to destroy my gate? Looking for death, bastard. A group of people came out of it, 1 or 2 were vicious, and Harry was among them. They saw Roger and Chen Qingtian, and without waiting for them to speak, Chen Qingtian spoke directly. Hey, you guys, don't look, it's you who are talking about, our boss said. You'd better kneel down and beg for mercy, and hand over all your money, otherwise, none of you will even try to get out of this house today. My boss also said, you bastards shouldn't live in this world. As soon as these words came out, everyone stared at Chen Qingtian. Chen Qingtian pointed to Roger and said, This is my boss, what he said just now has nothing to do with me. If you have something to look for him, don't look for me, I am innocent. Back off and make way. Come on as you please, I'll just watch the show by the side. The gangster boss had a dark face. He didn't expect his subordinates to come to the door to make trouble. Still humiliating them like this, knelt down and begged for mercy. Where did he get the courage? Harry was scared, so he told the story in the ear of the boss, and the boss slapped Harry on the face. Asshole. Why didn't you say this kind of thing earlier? Now that someone is coming to your door, where do you put Lousy's face? K him and kill him. Behind him, a few gangsters came up with blades. Several people laughed and said, okay, little dwarf, do you know what you're doing? Today, no one can protect you. Boss has spoken, I'll kill you, please die. Roger panicked, his strength has improved a lot. But there are so many families, the old man is too dark. He actually cheated him, he didn't say those words. He can swear. What I said was not what I said, do you believe it? Several gangsters laughed, they didn't want to hear such words. The boss got mad and wanted to kill them, that was enough. Go to hell, little man. Short, die. Several gangsters wanted to kill Roger, their killing intent was obvious, Roger had no choice but to draw his sword. To deal with the enemy, you can only be ruthless. If you want to kill me, then don't blame me for killing you. Jung. The blades touched, and the gangsters didn't expect Roger to intercept their attacks. To the surprise of several people, Roger actually laughed. He said to several people, honestly, you guys are really rubbish. Backhand. One person, one sword. Fast and neat. Simple and direct slashing, Roger has trained countless times. Over the past year, thousands of firewood has been cut every day. It almost became his instinctive action, 3 swords down. The 3 gangsters fell down and lost their breath. Turn around and stab back. Another bastard fell. 4 gangsters fell down in one fell swoop. The boss was furious when he saw this, give me all of them. Kill him. Damn it. Harry, you go too and kill him. Harry didn't dare to disobey the boss's words, so he bit the bullet. Little dwarf, put down your weapon, maybe the boss will spare you. Roger ignored his words, waved his hand, and killed another man. The gangsters are poor, and their movements and attack methods are very slow in Roger's eyes. There is no danger for them who swing their knives casually. Harry's movements are the same, rough. You're dying too, Harry. Appearing in Harry's ear like a ghost, Harry's expression changed upon hearing this. Don't kill me, little man, no, Roger, don't kill me. Roger smiled, and slashed his sword across Harry's neck. Blood, splatter. Roger killed 3 more people. His body was soaked in blood, these people were all rubbish. To kill them, Roger has no psychological burden. Roguetown, they have suffered for a long time. How many children have been tortured by them and become their money-making tools? You guys, it's not a pity to die. Roger went crazy, his swordsmanship gained momentum. Kill someone, and Roger is different. His eyes flicked over to the boss, and when Roger killed the last one, there was only one boss left. He stood on it, and the gangster boss was condescending. Slap. Applauding, he played with taste, not bad, your strength is very good. Unexpectedly, in just 1 year, your strength has reached this level. It seems that this year, you have had an adventure. Short, no, I should call you Roger, are you interested in following me to make a big ticket? The future town of Rog will be your town of Rog. The gangster boss stopped being angry, and all his subordinates were dead, so he recruited Roger instead. The town of Rog is so big that he can't eat it all by himself. With a thug like Roger around, he enjoys it. How are you thinking, Roger? The gangster boss is determined. Roger, when a poor man suddenly has power, what does he want to do? Naturally, enjoyment, he will get everything he envied before. Today, the gangster seduces Roger with these. Rights, money, beauties, whatever you want, I can give you. As long as the town of Rog has it, I can get it for you. He continues to seduce. Roger's strength threatened him. One more friend is better than one more opponent. Roger moved forward with his sword in hand, and he approached the gangster boss step by step. What you said, I killed you, isn't it all mine? The gangster boss said coldly. That is not negotiable. Are you going to kill me? Stop pretending. Taking off his clothes, he showed his invincibility. He is also a swordsman. Back then, he was in the same position as Roger. I don't know if you are good at swordsmanship, or I am better. Double swordsman Kakari. Him, 2 knives. Self-proclaimed dual swordsmanship. Roger said lightly, 1 knife, Roger. After the 2 introduced themselves, they immediately started. Kakari with 2 knives, his attack is quite special. This is the first time Roger faces this kind of opponent. Being suppressed at the beginning, Kakari laughed loudly. Haha, Roger, you are nothing more than that. Repressed Kakari, he enjoys the pleasure. You stand back, I suppress you. There is no way to fight back. That's all. Roger struggled, and Kakari moved faster than the others, even faster than Roger. The strength is also above Roger, and his advantages are all above Roger. This is a good opponent. Yes, finally there is an opponent worth watching. Chen Qingtian watched the play with great enthusiasm. None of the gangsters in front were useful. It's not a spike, or it's a spike. Fortunately, the gangster boss Kakari is a swordsman, and he happens to be Roger's opponent. Only when there is pressure can there be motivation to move forward. The two figures in the shadow of swords and swords moved quickly, and the sharp light of the sword cut the sunlight. Kakari wandered around Roger, and he found Roger's weakness. Speed. He has the advantage of speed, using speed to pull Roger. In terms of strength, Roger is slightly inferior, but it's okay. Kakari's two swords attack each other, and the rhythm of each other is under Kakari's control. He is a wild road. His swordsmanship cultivation base is also based on his experience over the years, which is different from conventional swordsmanship training. His skills, his experience, are all honed for killing people. Kakari, who does not have the guidance of a famous teacher, has cultivated to this day relying on his own enthusiasm. He is jealous of Roger. 1 year is comparable to his more than 10 years of hard work. Roger, you are just lucky. You didn't meet a good teacher. You are worse than me in this life. Without him, you'd always be a little mouse in a dark corner of Roguetown, nothing. Why, he will take a fancy to you. The more he fought, the more upset he felt. Why? What on earth do you have that deserves Chen Qingtian's attention? Compared to what, Roger is incomparable to him, but why, I am not favored. If I had met him a few years earlier, I would have been stronger than you. Maybe I'm already in the new world now. Roger, your existence hinders me. Kakari noticed that Chen Qingtian didn't make a shot, he was exercising Roger. And myself, is Roger's stepping stone. Kakari is not reconciled. Why? Kill you, he will look at me with admiration. When you die, he will teach me. Swordsmanship is all learned from one school. No one will teach you for nothing, and no one will teach you everything. Roger knew that Kakari was telling the truth, and there was no turmoil in his heart. What you envy is your business. I just need to do my thing. It's impossible to kill me. Roger also found Kakari's weakness. He was probing, but he hadn't shown his full strength. Today, Kakari doesn't need it. There's not much he can do to help. Roger, it's time to end him. It's getting late, it's time to end you. As soon as Roger said this, Kakari was furious. HMPH, don't be ashamed of your big words, boy. Today I will let you experience what is called the real two-sword style. Kakari squatted down, holding two knives in front of him. He made a tiger pounce posture, and behind him, it seemed that there was a tiger roaring. The momentum is coming. Two swords, tiger attack. The ultimate move is tiger pounce, Kakari's strongest attack. He is desperate. Roger held the knife in his backhand, his eyes fixed on Kakari. Look for his weaknesses. Found it, you're dead, Kakari. Raise your hand and draw the knife. His knife, through the void. The slow sword unexpectedly passed through Kakari's tiger pounce, and the two-sword style looked so ridiculous in front of Roger's sword. How is this possible? Kakari's body fell with a thud, and a hole was torn open in his neck. Blood flowed violently. He lay on the ground, gritted his teeth and stood up. With his right hand covering his neck, the blood couldn't stop flowing. He coughed up blood and stared at Roger. What's this trick called? Before dying, he wanted to know the name of this move. Tiger Flutter, unexpectedly so vulnerable. It shocked him too much. An ordinary knife. Roger's move was indeed an ordinary attack, not a unique move. It is mixed with my own understanding, a new understanding of swordsmanship. The comprehension he got from Chen Qingtian gave him this sword. Fighting is the fastest way to improve. Sure enough, Roger mastered the tricks he had learned. His knife is very good. Chen Qingtian was shocked. He thought that Roger would go through a hard fight, but he didn't expect that he easily killed Kakari. Puff. Kakari couldn't bear the stimulation, and shouted to the sky. The blood of the neck, spraying the sky. He knelt on the ground, dying with regret. Papa, yes, boy, you are doing very well. Chen Qingtian was not stingy with praise, and Roger completed the task. He did it, and all the gangsters were slaughtered by him. Chen Qingtian has no mercy for the dead gangsters, they are alive and are the greatest disaster. Rog would be relatively quiet without them. And it's time for them to leave. Let's go, someone is coming. Roger wiped the blade, he followed Chen Qingtian's footsteps. As soon as the two left, a group of Marines came in a hurry behind them. They were terrified by the scene in front of them. The biggest gangster organization in Roguetown was massacred to death in just 1 hour. All the gangsters in the house died, and none survived. There was blood all over the place, and they all died in the same way, being killed with a knife. Who did it? Who has so much energy? Find out, such a dangerous person cannot stay in Roguetown. find the murderer as soon as possible. The town of Rog cannot be messed up. Yes. The soldiers obeyed the orders of their superiors, and they set out to find the murderer. And the leader of Marine entered the gangster organization. He was rummaging for something, but he couldn't find it after searching for a long time. Money, all gone. Being taken away, nothing was left for him. Damn it. Lousy's money. Don't let Lousy know who took Lousy's money. Lousy will make your life worse than death. They are his people. Although they are punks, they actually follow his orders. Money. He entrusted gangsters to earn money. The town of Rog is his own town of Rog. Now, a master has sneaked into Roguetown, and he must be found and killed. Some of his secrets are in his hands, and he will not let him go easily. Since you have taken all the information, don't blame me for being rude. Hands up. Order. The soldiers came in, and he ordered, find the murderer, regardless of life or death. Whoever kills the murderer will be promoted to a higher rank. Yes. He added, the murderer must be found within 3 days, otherwise, you should go home and grow sweet potatoes. Yes. The soldiers had no choice but to do what their superiors said. The murderer had already returned to his residence. Chen Qingtian asked Roger, how do you feel? Roger squatted on the ground, feeling uncomfortable for a long time. Killing people is numb. After killing so many people, Roger's reaction came only now. Before, he was holding back. After all, he is a child. Children who haven't grown up will naturally feel uncomfortable when they encounter bloody scenes. Good. Roger smiled palely, and he wiped the saliva from the corner of his mouth. Daofang drank blood and became more and more fierce. Roger said, we killed so many people, we will be arrested by Marine. Marine is in collusion with them. If we break the nest of gangsters, it means breaking Marine's way to make a fortune. Moreover, their evidence is here with us. They will find us at all costs. Officials and businessmen collude, and if they want to mix black and white, they must hook up with white people. Kakari and the others can continue to operate in the town of Rog, thanks to the people of Marine. Are you scared? Stared at by Chen Qingtian's eyes, Roger will not be cowardly. Hee, I'm scared. How could Lousy be scared? From the moment I killed someone, I already knew the ending of today. I was afraid that you, old man, would be wanted. Chen Qingtian shook his head and said, I won't be wanted, you killed him, and if you want to be wanted, you are wanted. Besides, we are eliminating evil, not killing people for no reason. It was gangsters who were killed, not Marines and ordinary people. Marine has found the results, they won't name them randomly. Moreover, the Marines in Roguetown are behind the scenes, and they don't want things to be exposed. Internal solution, kill Roger and the two quietly, and then find someone to replace Kakari. Everything is settled. Isn't it normal for a few people to die at sea? Now you have to worry about Marine, they should find you soon. Boy, there will be a fierce battle waiting, you have to be careful. Chen Qingtian smiled and said, he heard the voice. Marines have arrived nearby. They locked on who the murderer was and surrounded the house. Step by step approaching upwards, they want to catch a turtle in an urn. Roger went out to look. Sure enough, there were signs of Marine all around. The two of them were surrounded. What to do? Old man, Marine has a gun. Not afraid of swords, Roger is afraid of guns. His body is a mortal body, and bullets can pierce his body. Chen Qingtian picked his nose and said, it's just a gun, immune to death. Roger. Silent. Immune to death, you can kill me. Well, you bad old man, very bad. Wait a minute, you have to be careful, boy. In a quarter of an hour, they are surrounded. Marine has sealed off their surroundings to ensure that not a single mosquito can fly in. Marine Lieutenant Kali raised his hand, and the soldiers halted. He shouted loudly, people inside listen, you are surrounded, now, immediately, give up resistance. Put down your weapons and walk out with your hands on your head. The murder of you has been exposed. Come out quickly. Don't wait for us to do it, when the time comes, the relatives will cry. Shout out. The first step is to fight psychological warfare. Roger inside looked back. Chen Qingtian smiled and said, this Marine is not bad, he is a good negotiator. Not bad, he is Kali, the ruler of Roguetown. The reason why Roguetown is today is because of him. This man became an official for the sake of money and beautiful women. Enjoy it by yourself, and he won't care about what other people do. Black and white killings, anyone who does business in Roguetown must go through his hands. I'll give you an incense stick of time to think, you'd better give up resistance. You have no room for resistance, you should be strict if you resist, and be lenient if you confess. Surrendering yourself is your only choice, don't delay your own future. Carly continued to shout. He motioned for the soldiers to move forward, approaching slowly. Holding their guns, the courageous soldiers approached step by step. Roger saw Marine approaching. He asked anxiously, "What should I do?" "What can I do? Go out, and I can't get away, so I can only fight." Roger said happily. "The two of us are together, they are definitely not our opponents." "Old man, when the time comes, you deal with Callie and leave the rest to me." The two fought together. No matter how many Marines there were, they were no match for them. The old man's strength is very strong, Roger knows it very well. Chen Qingtian refused. "No, boy, you caused the matter, and you should solve it. Don't be afraid, I will protect you behind your back. Come on, I'll take you out." Roger was about to fight back, he didn't want to go out alone. "We'll die. Come on, take off. Do not." Roger struggled, but he was no match for Chen Qingtian. Was lifted and thrown out. The Marines who were attacking outside stopped in their tracks and raised their weapons to aim at Roger, who suddenly appeared. Callie pressed his hand, and the soldiers backed away, their weapons still pointed at Roger. "Boy, take it out, hand it over, and spare you." Roger denied. "What, I didn't take it. He's been killing people and taking nothing." Callie's eyes were sharp, and his attitude became cold. "You have to think about it before you say it, boy, my patience is limited. I'll say it again, hand over the things and give you a decent way to die. Otherwise." Humph. Roger was still stunned, but soon, he understood. The old man took their stuff. Damn it, that bastard didn't tell him. "I eat alone, thanks to my hard work and fighting, I dare to make a wedding dress for him. The things are not with me, but with the old man inside." Roger betrayed Chen Qingtian without saying a word. Chen Qingtian in the house was outraged, so he walked out. Swaggering, standing next to Roger, Chen Qingtian said, "I said, you rubbish. Whatever you look at, it's you." My kid said, "All of you are rubbish." He also said that you, a big fat pig, are useless, the most trash of them all. The more Roger listened, the more outrageous it became. Why is there a feeling of chills behind? The soldiers wanted to eat Roger. Callie hates people calling him a big fat pig. He is fat, but he is not a big fat pig. "Say it again, boy." Roger shivered. He said weakly, "I didn't say it, he said it." Callie didn't believe Roger's words. Such words couldn't be said by an uncle. "You see, people are elegant and gentle, how could they say that kind of thing? My kid also said that he can't give you your things. If you have the ability, you kill him." Chen Qingtian continued to pull hatred. "My kid is the most powerful, he is not afraid of anything." Roger wanted to cover Chen Qingtian's mouth, but was thrown away by him. He said he would give you two choices, either you beat him to death, or you were beaten to death by him. "Okay. I've finished my retelling, if you have any dissatisfaction, you can find him, not me. Goodbye to you all. Finish things and slip away." The movement was too fast, and the soldiers couldn't find the shadow of Chen Qingtian. In the same place, Roger was left alone. He wanted to leave, but couldn't. Everyone stared at him, wanting to kill him. Callie was furious. "Boy, you are looking for death yourself, don't say that I didn't give you a chance when you go to hell. Raise your hand. Superior. Kill him." In a word, all soldiers raised their guns, shot. Papa papa. The bullets were fired quickly, and Roger bit the bullet and charged. Standing at a distance will only be used as a target. They didn't dare to shoot when they were close. One knife. So what about Marine? Roger still kills. Swing a knife and kill. They are also bad guys. But Roger is facing Marine, not the gangster. They are well trained and know how to use their advantages to fight. A group of people formed a circle of encirclement. Compress Roger's space so that he can't use it as much as possible. First charge. The commander raised his hand and ordered the first round of charge. The soldiers walking in front, after firing bullets, Roger was already close. They could not continue to shoot, drew their weapons, and prepared to charge. Fighting with swords and close distances, cold weapons are the best choice. Hot weapons can hurt one's own people, and the soldiers also know this truth, and they are connected with each other. When a brother dies, they don't want to die themselves. Come on, brothers. Watch his knife, be careful where he is. He's fast, guys, watch out. A brother accidentally showed his flaws and was found by Roger. Roger slashed, severing the soldier's arm. There was a wailing sound. Roger didn't make up the knife, he turned his eyes to the soldier who spoke. The soldier's back was cold and his forehead was sweating. Brothers, protect me. His strength is not bad, but he doesn't want any surprises. Shout out to the brothers to get closer, and a few of them attack together, and the chances of survival will increase. Roger, missing a single blow, backed away. There are so many people on the opposite side, he can't distance himself from being a target. The gun on the other side is annoying. he couldn't do what Chen did, ignoring bullets. The small body couldn't withstand the attack of the bullets. While Roger avoided the bullets, he was also looking for opportunities to attack. Got you. The flaw was found. Roger appeared behind the commanding soldier and slashed him down. Like chopping wood, there are no extra thoughts. With a light blow, he commanded the soldier's body to break in two. The intestines were scattered all over the ground, and he couldn't even cry out for help. He died. Opening the gap, Roger let go. Since you are going to kill Marine, then kill to the end. They are all wanted anyway, he doesn't care. Captain Callie, the enemy is difficult, please help. Captain Callie, he's strong. Brothers can't hold on anymore, Captain Callie. Captain Callie was unmoved, and the adjutant next to him gave advice. Callie didn't take it, he folded his hands and watched Roger's every move. Wait a minute. Wait for them to consume him, and you look for opportunities to sneak attack next to him. Consume first, then do it. There are so many people, there is no need to rush forward to die together. The adjutant's eyes lit up. Sneak attack, yes. He quickly issued an order to get the soldiers around him ready to attack at any time. Roger was clear about their purpose. Those few people didn't do anything, they just wanted to sneak attack. We have to deal with them quickly, otherwise, more people will come later. There are quite a few guarding soldiers in Roguetown. There are hundreds of them, but there are only 20 or 30 soldiers in front of them, less than half of them. Captain Callie brought half of his men, and the rest were guarding the town of Rog. Their movement is too loud, which will attract the support of other soldiers. Roger can barely deal with the Marine in front of him. If there are more, he will be very distressed. We have to deal with him first. Capture the thief first and capture the king first. Captain Callie is the most threatening one. He has been hiding his strength and has never made a move. Roger didn't remember much about him, and hadn't seen him shoot. The unknown is the scariest thing. Chen leaned against the fence, bullets pierced through holes. He watched the situation outside through the hole. Roger, he hit hard. Not Madonna, not mercy. When dealing with the enemy, he never holds back. Marine also has waste, colluding with local gangsters and squeezing the people. According to that sentence, not all pirates are necessarily bad, and Marines are not necessarily all good. Selfishness is the most terrifying thing. With selfishness, no matter who it is, it will go wrong. The greater the power, the greater the temptation. People who stand under the sanction of the moral high ground are Marines' usual tricks. Interesting information. The information in his hand is the evidence of Captain Marine. Colluding with local gangsters, exploiting the people, and robbing and killing. No evil, they are the umbrella of the town of Rog. The gangsters dare to commit crimes because they have their support behind them. I've made a lot of money over the years, and it's all cheaper for me. All those money and materials are here with Chen. Roger, never seen anything. He is in charge of fighting, and Chen is in charge of harvesting. Every time you fight, you are cultivating Roger, and you are also making yourself rich. Killing and setting fire to the Golden Belt, this sentence is not nonsense. I don't know how the upper management of Marine will feel when they see these materials. Interesting, haha, no wonder they are in a hurry. From the occurrence of the homicide to the present, it has only been a short 1 or 2 hours. They find people and surround them. The speed of action is exemplary. If you usually have such a fast speed, you won't be complained about. Roger hacked another man. His knife was stained with blood. Xiao's body was straight, and his gaze gathered momentum. The surrounding soldiers were reduced by half, and Callie was in a hurry. They made 2 sneak attacks but failed. Roger can always evade at critical moments. His strength is not just shown in front of his eyes. Are you still here, spicy chickens? Roger bluntly said, they're dead, now it's your turn. As their boss, standing behind all the time, do you think it's appropriate? Taunting Callie, Roger provokes him. Callie saw through Roger's strategy, and he waved his hand. HMPH, aggressive tactics are useless to me. Pirates, you guys ignore the king's law and act heaven-defying. Murder and set fire, do all kinds of evil, you are already surrounded, obediently put down your weapons and surrender. Otherwise, I execute you in the name of Marine. You pirates kill people in broad daylight, is there any law for kings? Don't you know that the town of Rog is Marine's turf, and making trouble on his turf is slapping him in the face? Don't say it so nicely, aren't you also pirates? Marine? Are you worthy? Be the same as the gangsters, they do evil, you shelter. Tell me justice now, are you worthy? Callie continued to persuade. You are still young, you have a lot of opportunities, don't do stupid things. Roger, give up resistance. Roger pointed at Callie and sneered. Hit if you want, don't talk nonsense. Lousy doesn't want to hear your disgusting words. Who are you? don't you have any ideas in your mind? Roger at the moment, hockey. Chen Qingtian couldn't help giving him a thumbs up, good hockey. This is the way to treat those people without giving them face. Callie trembling with anger, he said coldly, since you are looking for death, don't blame me for being rude. Shot. The Marines took positions and fired indiscriminately. For a while, gunshots continued. Roger, run quickly to the side. To avoid bullets, he wanted to get close to Callie and the others. In close combat, you cannot be distanced by the opponent. If you want to get close, you think too much. Shot. After the soldiers had a command, their actions were unified and there were no accidents. Which side the leaders want to fight and which side they attack, you don't need to think about it yourself. The bullets fired in a circle, and Roger was lost. Carly frowned. Where are people? Roger, nowhere to be seen. Inside the wall, Roger leaned against Chen Qingtian, panting heavily. Unable to get close, he was locked by bullets, and the opponent's firepower was too fierce, so he retreated for the time being. Marine Captain Callie determined them and approached them gradually. Powerful firepower was pointed at the house, and they would shoot at the first movement. Hey, what are you doing in here? Chen Qingtian disliked Roger and pushed him, but Roger was unmoved. He didn't want to go out and fight, so he rested for a while. I was tired, it was his turn to rest, and the old man went out to fight. You let me go out to fight? Chen Qingtian pointed at himself. Do you think it's possible? The old man is so old, do you have the nerve to let the old man fight alone? Respect the old and love the young, do you understand? The old man has taught you for so long, and you actually want to deceive the master and destroy the ancestor? A sentence of bullying the master and destroying the ancestors crushed Roger's momentum. Roger wanted to speak, but was overwhelmed by the words. He is so annoying. Why, you have to reprimand me from the moral high ground. I want to take a break, old man. Okay. Roger begged humbly. Chen Qingtian sternly refused. No, go out quickly, if the people outside can't handle it, don't come back. Danger was approaching. Chen Qingtian didn't want to be pointed at his head with a gun. Roger wondered why it was always me who got hurt. Give you two choices, either you go out by yourself, or I throw you out. Choose one, you choose. Roger. They all go out, the difference lies in the different ways. It is impossible to stay by myself. Hey. Stand up. Roger is going out. Chen Qingtian got up and kicked, and Roger flew out. The location of the fall was next to Callie, landed, and was pointed at by the gun. Roger ran extremely fast, and reacted in an instant. Call out. The bullet fired, and he took a slow step, opening holes all over his body. Dodge and appear on the left. Callie's lieutenant followed him, he restrained Roger's movements, and Callie beat Roger violently. The plan, I thought about it early in the morning. The two acted according to the plan, and Roger was chased in one direction as expected. Callie got his chance. He dodges, appearing behind Roger. Close your fists together and smash under gravity. Get down, pirate. Boom. Roger fell to the ground, kicking up dust. Callie chased in to make up the knife, and the ground was smashed one after another. Roger rolled, avoiding Callie's fist. The last punch could not be avoided, he held the knife with both hands, blocking Callie's fist. The two stood in a stalemate. Callie had the upper hand, and he taunted, "You're screwed, pirate." One pirate per bite. Putting a name on him and executing him is another great achievement. Callie has men, and a group of men approach slowly. Humph. They can't kill me. Roger rolled over, deflecting Callie's fist. He turned and disappeared into the smoke, reappearing. Blood surged up. For a moment, Roger entered among the soldiers. It was as if the flock of sheep ran into a wolf and fled wildly. It's useless, you all have to die. There is no good person who follows him. Rest in peace. Carnage, unfold. The soldiers couldn't resist, they were just ants in Roger's eyes. The weak soldier looked so vulnerable in front of Roger, who was at full strength. One knife at a time. Roger didn't know how many times he slashed, the ground was covered with corpses. In the audience, Callie was left alone, his lieutenant, trampled to the ground by Roger. The blade was stuck in his chest, and he couldn't die anymore. On Roger's body, there were dense wounds. Killing them cost Roger dearly. But he doesn't care, there's still one left. The last one, Captain Callie, I've killed all your men, and it's your turn next. Don't worry, I'll act quickly, so you won't feel any pain. Callie frowned, his brothers were all dead, he was not sad, but happy. Ha 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 ha. Callie, who laughed out loud, had a ferocious smile. It's just right that they are dead, lest I do it. You will kill them for me, thank you very much. His men were all dead, but Callie thanked Roger instead. He hadn't thought of letting them leave alive. There are some secrets that they can't know. They're dead, so I don't have to hide. After taking off his clothes, Callie shook his fist, his muscles moved with power, and he exposed his upper body. The muscles are one by one, and the seemingly obese body is actually all muscles. Fat, condensed, Callie's body was shrinking. For a while, it seemed like a different person. He doesn't need to pretend anymore. Showdown, Callie, strong. Boom. He jumped up, punched, and a 3-meter deep pit popped out of the ground. Roger was deeply shocked by the power. The fist that passed by almost made him fall. How many punches can you dodge? Callie, pumping his fists wildly. He can't last long in this state, and he doesn't want to be known. He doesn't want to do the killing in silence for the time being, the risk is too great. Scream. Don't you scream very loudly. One punch, one wall. Callie's fist hit Roger's blade, almost breaking the blade. Roger was overwhelmed by his strength, so strong that he couldn't go head to head. Brash Roger, using speed entanglement. Too bad Callie is faster. Strength, speed, and overall strength are higher than Roger's. When Roger met his opponent, he was so excited that he didn't back down, but moved forward. Once. Twice. 10 times. Hundreds of times. The two kept fighting, and the injured Roger fell into a state of collapse, and he didn't cry out. Keep fighting and never die. Callie, very distressed, the longer the fight, the more palpitations he has. The boy on the opposite side has improved his strength very quickly, and I am his grinding stone. Damn it. Boy, you are courting death. I also have today. Callie punched with all his strength, Roger made a hard steel, and the two faced each other. Flying out at the same time, they reacted first after landing and continued to fight. The battle was very intense. Chen couldn't help but take a few more glances. Callie was quite capable, and he was worthy of being Captain Marine. Roger's strength has improved very quickly. Fighting makes him happy. This kid is really a born fighting seed. One level at a time, 3 points more terrifying than Luffy. Chen was shocked when he saw it. Brother, you don't have to be so obvious that you are the child of destiny. It's been promoted again, your sister. Roger, your fencing has improved to the next level. Also, he seems to have awakened observation haki. Callie's attack was predicted by him in advance, so he couldn't attack him. Every move is under his control, awakened, and then used in battle. Gradually handy, Callie found the problem. His attack, no matter from which direction, could not attack Roger. And Roger's attack accurately stabbed himself. Once. 2 times, 3 times. Several times in a row, Carly had a tragedy. What's the situation? Another attack failed and he was stabbed by Roger. There was a knife wound on the chest, less than an inch away from the heart. Callie didn't dare to wipe the blood, he endured the pain, thinking about what happened. Attacking himself in Roger's back, all set, why would he find himself? It's like seeing yourself. What happened? Still bewildered, he couldn't figure out what was going on. Roger, giggling. He finally awakened observation haki and felt his own state. Roger held the knife. Is this what the old man called observation haki? It's a magical ability. It turns out that observation haki is so magical that he can detect the direction of other people's attacks. Callie just needs to move and he knows what he's doing. Predicting your next move is not the future. The powerful observation haki can predict the future, and Kaji is one of the best. No wonder the old man can always find out about my attacks. Damn old man, he didn't teach me in advance with such a good ability. When Roger complained about Chen Qingtian in his heart, Chen Qingtian was puzzled. Awakened observation haki so soon? Are you hanging up? I didn't teach him, I awakened myself, monster. The talent is terrifying. Chen Qingtian saw Roger's talent again. He has been promoted again and again in the battle, his experience has been sublimated, and he has also awakened observation haki. If I teach him armament haki, wouldn't he want to beat me every minute? The speed of improvement is too fast, you have to beat it hard, and you can't let him be too arrogant. There was no reason for Roger's back to be cold, and he looked back. There is no danger, who is plotting against him? It must be a bad old man, and he started to plot against me again. Roger fell into a dazed moment. Callie moved. He was always looking for an opportunity, and this is the time. Hands on. Power fist. Double fists, clenched tightly, body soaring into the air. Using gravity to descend, flames seem to appear around him. It's a trick, Callie, find a chance, and kill with one move. Boom. The ground was cracked one after another. Like a spiderweb, densely packed. Roger, standing outside the spiderweb, smiled and hooked Callie. Come here. At this moment, Callie was severely humiliated. Arrogant expression, arrogant attitude. One shot missed, Callie had a second shot, and a third shot. All empty. All his actions were seen through. Annoyed, Callie turned and fled. If you can't beat it, your own state has almost arrived. Can't go on, keep the green hills without worrying about no firewood. Retreat, this kid is weird. When Lousy goes back to ask for support, Lousy can't handle you, and I don't believe the people above can't handle you. Determined to leave. Roger went after him, but he couldn't catch up. Callie wanted to leave, but he couldn't stop him. Callie turned back and sneered. Haha, you can't stop me, kid. You wait for me, I will definitely come back. Turn around. Boom. The huge impact made his head dizzy. He wobbled and fell to the ground. The huge power made him unable to wake up for a short time, his head was groggy, and Callie gritted his teeth to wake up. Only then did he see clearly who the man in front of him was, a middle-aged uncle. Looking at her age, she squinted at herself. Those eyeballs rolled around, and it seemed that he was not a good person. Callie said angrily, Asshole, do you know who you bumped into? Believe it or not, Lousy killed you, get out of the way for Lousy. Chen Qingtian remained motionless. Roger rushed over and saw the old man make a move, so he was not in a hurry. Finally it was his turn to do it, so he could rest. Old man, don't let him leave. Roger's words reminded Callie that they were together. This old man is not incompetent as the information said. He may be the strongest one. I have encountered a hard stubble. Damn it. These two bastards, I will kill them sooner or later. Cursing inwardly, smiling outwardly. Callie discussed. Let me go. I can pretend that this incident never happened. I don't think you want to be wanted yourself. Once you enter the Marine wanted list, your fate will not be so good. With a bounty, especially one that's alone, it's dangerous. Not only do Marines trouble them, but also bounty hunters. They like this kind of person the most, they are easy to kill without being troublesome. There is none left. Chen Qingtian spoke lightly, his indifferent attitude frightened Callie. The man in front of him doesn't care about that. Callie gritted his teeth. I can give you money, I still have a lot of money in my family, how much do you want? Chen Qingtian tilted his head, took out the document and said with a smile, I heard you were looking for it? Callie was ecstatic when the missing data appeared. It turned out that you took it away, give it to me, I can guarantee that you will eat delicious and spicy food. Can't wait to get the information, Callie punched Chen Qingtian head on. One punch, stuck in the mud. Carly was dumbfounded. All the bones in his body were shattered by this punch. He couldn't feel his hands and feet, as if they didn't belong to him. Would you like another punch? Callie shook his head. He was scared. What are you going to do to let me go? Chen Qingtian knelt down, lowered his head and stroked Callie's head. Do you think that's possible? Callie was terrified, he shouted. You better not kill me. First I'm Captain Marine, if you kill me, Marine will not let you go. Chen Qingtian said to Roger, hurry up. Roger, huh? Do it. What, if you don't kill him, do you want me to do it? Roger belatedly drew his knife and came over, Callie, pissed out of fright. He was really scared, struggling crazily, and calling for help. Roger and the two of them pretended not to hear them. When the blade fell, Roger stopped. He raised his head and asked, why do you want me to kill him, can't you kill him? Chen Qingtian picked his nose. I'll kill him, what if Marine wants me? Silent. Roger. Am I not afraid that Marine wants me? You're a bad old man, very bad. There's so much nonsense, hurry up, don't you want to be a pirate? Don't dare to kill a Marine, what kind of pirate? Roger didn't talk nonsense, he drew his knife and slashed. Callie's head tumbled to the ground, his pupils widened, and he could not rest in peace. Chen Qingtian put the information under Callie's head, and then said to Roger, let's go, first believe Marine will receive the news soon. After they left, the Marine army came, and they were trembling with anger at the scene before them. The leader of Marine, who was furious, threatened to find the murderer and cut the murderer into 5 horses. When he saw the information on the ground, he fell silent after reading it. For a long time, he looked down at Callie's body, and then glanced at the bodies of other soldiers. Barrios, we go back. Later, report to the above. Things, let it go. Ding, your caring feedback is excellent. Roger has successfully comprehended observation hockey, his swordsmanship has broken through, and his overall strength has increased dozens of times. He has not lagged behind in his studies, surpassing many of his peers, and has developed morality, intelligence, physique, art and labor in an all-round way. Mission completion. Excellent. Reward. Conqueror's Hockey, Devil Fruit development level increased by 20. Conqueror's Hockey, I'm going. What a generous reward, the strongest reward in history. That is conqueror's hockey, not armament hockey and observation hockey. The former cannot be obtained through cultivation. Born conquerors, everyone who owns conqueror's hockey will not be a nobody. Chen Qingtian didn't have the potential of conquerors. He worked hard to practice armament hockey and observation hockey. He thought that conquerors and him had no fate. Unexpectedly, today, on Roger, he got conqueror's hockey. I'm going. Big explosion. Conqueror's hockey, I also have the potential to be a king. Tears, woo woo. Chen Qingtian was so excited that he was about to cry. He was so excited. The previous jealousy and envy disappeared at this moment. The faster Roger advances, the more rewards he gets. At this moment, Chen Qingtian received the reward immediately. Conquerors ha killed one. At that moment, Chen Qingtian's body exuded a wave of hockey. The moment conqueror's hockey wakes up, it has a suppressive effect on the surroundings. Heaven and earth, silence. The earth, silent. The wind stopped blowing. Cloud, not moving. All things that can be seen return to peace. Chen Qingtian closed his eyes, clenched his fists, and felt the sensation brought by conqueror's awakening. Very strange, very cool. Roger on the other side also felt a pressure. I can't breathe, I feel like I'm suffocating. He gave up his practice and chased it out to sea. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. He saw a crazy old man and laughed for some reason. That energy comes and goes quickly. In the blink of an eye, when Roger came out, he had disappeared. He looked at Chen Qingtian suspiciously. There was no mistake, he felt a coercion. Is it the old man's ability, or is it something he has awakened? Roger at the moment doesn't know it's the conqueror's hockey awakening, he's just weird. Boy, come on, give this old man 2 punches. Roger turned and ran. Just kidding, whoever wants to fight you is as hard as a turtle. If you can't hit him, if you hit him yourself, you will get hurt instead. Roger would not do such a stupid thing, he might as well practice by himself. The old man is too heaven-defying. You never know how strong he is. Don't run, boy. Roger runs fast, Chen Qingtian is even faster. A shaved man appeared behind Roger, lifting him up. Roger couldn't struggle, and when he grew up, he was still no match for the old man. The stronger the strength, the more Roger felt that the old man was very strong. Unpredictable strength, all he knows is that he is no match for the old man. Can you let me practice hard? Chen Qingtian said with a smile. Do you despise me? Roger shook his head in denial. No, how is it possible? Your sister, if you want to beat me up, just say so, there is no need to say such things. Chen Qingtian didn't give him a chance to speak, and started fighting directly. First is a punch. Roger was in pain. Can't avoid it, carry it hard. Take a beating. In addition to being beaten or beaten. His observation hockey is useless in front of the old man. Soon, he received more than a dozen punches, and the observation hockey he was so proud of was useless at this moment. Why didn't it work? Impossible, it must be because I haven't cultivated enough. Perceive, continue to perceive. I felt the old man, but I couldn't avoid it. Taking a punch, Roger sensed it again, he doesn't believe it. I will definitely avoid your fist. Boom. Lousy doesn't believe it. Boom. What the hell am I going to fight with you? Boom. I'm angry too. Boom. Bang bang bang. After being beaten violently, Roger was paralyzed on the ground, unable to move. He was in pain all over his body, and there was no place that didn't hurt. Chen Qingtian's fists patronized his whole body, every inch of bone, every position. He felt as if his bones were about to shatter, and the pain was so painful that he wanted to die. At this moment, there is nothing to hide from the record of the previous period. All the complacency seemed so fragile under the old man's fist. His sword skills, his observation hockey, are useless. The old man is stronger. A pair of fists, let him fall. Hey, don't pretend to be dead, stand up, let's continue. Roger couldn't be beaten to death. Whoever gets up is the son of a bitch. I can't, I really can't. Roger wailed in pain. Master, I'm disabled. Don't beat me up, can you? I don't resist beatings. Can someone be replaced? Roger, you are the one who wants to become One Piece, how can you say you are disabled? Come on, let's continue, I will be lighter. Roger. Believe me. Whether your attack is serious or not, don't you know? Just want to beat me up. The old man is very black-bellied, once he laughs, nothing good will happen. Get up. Play a game with the old man will teach you good things. Roger became a little interested, he first asked. What first? If he doesn't see something, he won't get up. This is the experience that Roger has gained from suffering countless losses, he cannot be fooled. Chen Qingtian stretched out his hand and clenched his fist. On top, a layer of black is attached. Then he took Roger's knife and slashed it on his fist, making a loud clang. A knife can't chop a fist. Roger's eyes lit up. He jumped up and said, "Master, teach me, I want to learn this trick." Chen Qingtian was convinced of Roger. He smiled and said, "This is armament hockey, and together with your awakened observation hockey, it is one of the 3 hockey. You have used observation hockey before, so I don't need to elaborate on it. As for armament hockey, its function is very simple. It enhances defense and attack power. Look, armament hockey is not afraid of swords, and when he hits someone, he has a wonderful use." Boom. Roger bit his head, and in an instant, the pain came up. He knelt down and held his head. "It hurts, ah. It hurts me to death." Armament hockey's beating was painful, and Roger endured it for a long time before the pain went away. He finally understood that the old man really kept his hand. And it's a lot of water. If you beat yourself with armament hockey, he will die within a while. He also gradually believed in the old man's words. "I'm afraid that if I punch you down, you will die." It was not a joke, it was true. One of the 3 major hockey, observation hockey, armament hockey. Old man, there is another kind of hockey. What is hockey? Roger, who had 100,000 reasons, asked his question. Chen Qingtian touched his head. "That's not what you know now. In the future, you will get in touch with it slowly. Now we're going to talk about armament hockey. The first one is hardening, armament hockey, like this. Show it in person, armed with color hardening. Armament hockey can cover any place and can also cover the whole body. The extent to which you do it depends on your cultivation level. The more hockey you have, the stronger your armament hockey will be. Cultivating armament hockey requires paying the price of blood. Can you accept it?" Roger nodded firmly. "I can." "Very good, let's start then. Give the old man a good beating first." Roger. Behind is a tragic beating story. The town of Rog, as it was 7 years ago, has not changed much. There is no difference in the style, environment, and surrounding law and order on the island. There are fewer beggars on the streets, and the number of gangsters has been reduced to about 1/10 compared to 7 years ago. Familiar people disappeared, and the gangsters from back then were all dead. Marine is not the original batch. Back in the town of Rog, unexpectedly 7 years later. The young man and the middle-aged uncle walked together. The young man was carrying a pile of luggage, walking fast, and looked very timid. The boy put down his heavy luggage and threw dust all over the floor. He raised his head, his eyes were full of tenderness. A familiar place, from birth to growing up, 7 years away, even if it is a shadowy place in the depths of memory, when I return again, I still can't help crying. Old man, it's been 7 years, do you know how I spent 7 years? Roger knelt on the ground and kissed the familiar place. It has been 7 years, and they have been away from Roguetown for 7 full years. Back then, after they killed someone, they stayed away from Roguetown. Fleeing far away, the wanted list came down, but only Roger was wanted. Man, he killed it. The bastard and Marine killed, for whatever reason, he killed Marine, dishonored Marine's honor. The wanted amount was not large, and a wanted list was placed symbolically. Without Marine looking for his troubles, the turmoil in Roguetown has calmed down. Investigators come and go, collect evidence, and draw conclusions. The Marines in Roguetown changed a batch, and the Marines behind did not dare to move. With the lessons learned from the past, they behaved peacefully. They don't do anything, and try their best to improve the law and order in the development of Roguetown. They don't want to kill themselves and others one day. 7 years, we have been on the run for 7 years, woo woo. Roger, still like a child. He traveled to many places and was taken by Chen Qingtian to practice in various places. During the period, he met pirates and met Marine. Everywhere they went to find trouble with the pirates. When they met Marine, they turned around and left, trying not to meet Marine and get entangled. Roger's strength and insight have been raised to a terrifying place. It can be said that the relationship between the two of them is like a father and son. Go. Let's go home. Walking through the streets is like a revolving lantern. Memories came flooding back, Roger, eyes red. Back then, he met the old man in that corner, and that year was the year he remembers most. When I met the old man, he took him with him and taught him various things. Knowledge, power, thought, and all kinds of strange things. Roger, the biggest feeling is the change of thinking. Back home, the original home is still there, dilapidated, shabby. For 7 years, the house has not suffered. With no one to break it, the door opened and Roger rushed in. Lying in bed, breathing the air of home. He wants to sleep happily in bed. It's been a long time since this day. Hey, boy, what are you doing? Get up, let's cook, the old man is hungry. Chen Qingtian pushed Roger. Roger didn't want to get up, he wanted to sleep. It has been 7 years without a good sleep in bed, there is no way for him to leave today. Chen Qingtian raised his fist, it turned black, not black. I'll go. Can't I go? I'll go now. Really, it's not worrying to go home. Can't you go to the town to eat by yourself? The past is not very far away, so I insist on making it for you. Roger muttered, they've made a lot of money over the years. Loot pirates and make money fast. Little East Blue has a lot of pirates and a lot of money. The money spent was not much, and every sum of money was in Chen Qingtian's hands, not Roger's. Most of the meals are cooked by Roger. His cooking skills are good, and his barbecue is also a must. Comfortable. Chen Qingtian was lying on the bed, and he hadn't tried lying down for a long time. Easy and comfortable. Letting all guard down, he lay, looking at the sky. Quietly let go, don't think about anything. At this moment, he closed his eyes and quietly fell asleep. Roger was ready to cook, and he came in to call Chen Qingtian for dinner. Old. As soon as the words came out, Roger saw Chen Qingtian who was asleep, and he stopped talking. Exit obediently, close the door, and sit outside alone. One sleeps inside and the other sits outside. From a distance, a house, a person sitting at the door, smoke curling up. Before I knew it, an hour passed. Chen Qingtian got up and pushed open the door. Spotting Roger sleeping in the doorway, he smiled. Sitting next to Roger, he said, "Get up, boy." Roger woke up suddenly, he turned around and said, "Old man, are you awake? Wake up and eat." "Okay, eat." The two sat and ate together, each holding a bowl of rice. Joke with each other. They looked like father and son. Chen Qingtian had a full meal, put down the bowl and chopsticks, and looked ahead quietly. For a long time, Chen Qingtian said, 7 years have passed so quickly, time flies so fast. Yeah, 7 years have passed in the blink of an eye. Roger said with a smile. At the beginning, I was still a kid, but today, I have also become a teenager. Chen Qingtian complained. What a boy, you were young, with a full beard, just by looking at you, you are at least 30 years old. Roger stood up and retorted. How is it possible? Don't talk nonsense. This is a sign of maturity, don't you grow a beard yourself? Touching his beautiful beard, Roger, I don't know how much I like it. He is not a child anymore, he is a man. It's too old to grow a beard. Be careful that you won't find a wife in the future. Let me tell you, boy, if you behave like this, you will be single for the rest of your life. Like an old father, worried about his son's lifelong event. Roger smiled bitterly. Single is single, lousy doesn't want to get married. Men, you should focus on your career. If you fail in your career, how can you talk about starting a family? I want to be the pirate king. I don't want to get married and have children. That kind of life is too difficult. Let's talk about it later, you kid had better not give me a new life. Roger laughed at himself. Impossible, old man, don't worry, it's impossible in this life. Maybe, I will really be single for the rest of my life, ha ha ha. No one thinks highly of himself, Roger still belittles himself. He stared at the old man for a moment and said, Old man, are you leaving? Chen Qingtian nodded. Yes. Then, silence. Chen Qingtian pointed to the sky outside, and said, The chicks have grown up and are about to soar into the sky. I can't stop you from soaring, right? Roger bows his head. The thoughts in his heart were told, he lowered his head and played with his fingers. He wanted to go to sea a long time ago, but because of Chen Qingtian, he has been delaying going to sea. Today, they returned to the town of Rog, and Roger knew that this day had come. Don't be sad. It's not about life and death. The old man's life is very long. Maybe even if you die, the old man is still alive. Chen Qingtian looked forward to it. Maybe, I can still watch your grandson be born, ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Two people, laughing. At this moment, speechless. The next day. Roger stood on the shore, he looked back at Chen Qingtian. The two looked at each other, their eyes full of reluctance. The boy who left home is finally going to sail the sea. His future is at sea. Wave. The two bid farewell to each other. Lips twitched. Roger opened his mouth, tried hard for a long time, but did not shout that sentence. He laughed, hiding the sadness in his heart with a smile. Grandpa, take care. Be careful. Chen Qingtian told him to be careful, and urged him again and again. When you are away from home, don't trust others too much. You have to distinguish between good and bad, and you can't be with them who kill innocent people indiscriminately. You should also share love to every corner of the world, so that they all understand the meaning of love. He's gone. Roger, alone, embarked on a journey. As for Chen Qingtian, it was time to leave. Roguetown, a town that will be famous all over the world, all pirates know this town. And the town of the end, at this moment, has witnessed Roger's growth. Ding, mission completed. The children who leave home have grown up. They leave the protection of the family and face the malice of the world. We give the child the greatest help. Your love is the greatest happiness in his life. Go forays, conquer, and appreciate, young man. The beautiful sea needs a king, you, go and conquer. Task reward. Devil Fruit Awakening 30, all skills level up 10, including Hockey, Devil Fruit Awakening New Energy Suppression. Conqueror's Hockey, all upgrades by 10. Conqueror's Hockey is up to level 33, Chen is proficient in using Conqueror's Hockey. With his hands up, Conqueror's Hockey can also be wound. Then, his whole body is wrapped in black hockey, and the whole armament hockey is covered. His fists flowed with different fluctuations. The advanced usage of armament hockey, emission, seems to be understood. Dispersing the armament hockey from the whole body, Chen Qingtian raised his right hand. Above, is the discolored hockey. Black to red emission, black to ultimate color. Facing the huge stone next to him, with a punch, the stone was neither smashed nor cracked. Close the fist. Chen Qingtian turned around. The stone, shattered from the inside, crumbled into dust bit by bit. Gone with the wind. Emission, from the inside out. Changed the original armament hockey's attack from the outside to the inside. For those with strong defense, emission is very useful. If you can't break through the defense, then destroy it from the inside. This trick emission is the last thing Mr. Kaido wants to face. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian, Devil Fruit. Zone Turtle Fruit Phantom Beast Basalt Form, Awakening, 50. Skills. Iron Body LV 80, Finger Pistol 77, Moonwalk LV 70, Shaving LV 79, Tempest Kick LV 69, Paper Arts LV 82, Armament Hakilv 70, Observation Hakilv 75, Conqueror's Hakilv 33, Punch LV 72, Life Return LV 50, Swordsmanship LV 55. Profound Meaning Iron Body Basalt Body, none. 6 Styles Basalt Boxing, none. Devil Fruit Abilities. Anti-injury, water covering, ground splitting, suppression. Devil Fruit has a new form, Basalt form. The basaltic form of the Phantom Beast, Devil Fruit, has passed the development period and entered the awakening period. The awakening of 50, when it reaches 100, is the time when Devil Fruit awakens. Chen Qingtian's efforts were not in vain. 7 years of education Roger let him go to sea successfully. The success of caring has accumulated until now, and his strength has once again improved. Temporarily have the ability to protect themselves. After the development, Devil Fruit has several abilities. At the beginning, it is anti-injury. Hitting me is like hitting yourself. This skill is a god skill, no one can hurt Chen Qingtian. Within East Blue, Chen Qingtian is king. Even in New World, there are very few people who can break through Chen Qingtian's defense. He also has several skills, namely covering water, cracking the ground, and suppressing. Overwhelming water, to put it simply, means that Chen Qingtian possesses the ability to control water. He is not afraid of seawater for the time being. In one thought, the water couldn't get close. Ground breaking and suppression are attack skills. As the name suggests, Earthbreaker, he can control the ground and cause large-scale shattering, which is also a large-scale damage skill. Suppression is much simpler, use the body to suppress. Powerful gravity crushing, no extra skills, just crush you. Conqueror's Hockey, Conqueror's has the lowest level and slowest progress. The previous method of practicing hockey is not suitable for Conqueror's Hockey, relying on tasks to improve. It took 7 years to improve a little. Observation Hockey is the highest level, surpassing Armament Hockey. Chen Qingtian wants to predict the future, and with his Devil Fruit ability, it will be very heaven-defying. Currently, he has done what Ka did, predicting for 3 seconds. It can't grow any longer. His Observation Hockey is not as good as Ka-Er's Observation Hockey. He needs stronger cultivation to be able to do what he imagined. I really don't understand how Kakari cultivated. So far as he has cultivated Observation Hockey to Ultimate, Luffy, it's just the effect of the protagonist's halo. It's like Roger's talent is really terrifying. In just 7 years, his strength has reached a terrifying level. If he really comes to the New World, his strength will be qualitatively improved. I can't compare to them, I'd better practice steadily. As everyone knows, his cultivation speed is also very fast. After examining his own situation, Chen Qingtian had a general understanding of himself. His own ability is very strong, he needs to tap Devil Fruit's ability more. Devil Fruit's ability increased significantly in the early stage, but in the later stage, it obviously began to weaken. Then, it becomes your weakness. No wonder some people don't like to eat devil fruit. In the later stage, it may become a shackle. Damn it, if Lousy didn't want to live longer, why would he eat devil fruit? Not for anything else, just to survive until you are all dead. Isn't there no one comparable to me? For example, the person in the legend lived for so many years and killed many people. Even if you are invincible, so what, no matter how talented you are, lifespan is limited. It's time to go home. It's been 7 years and I haven't been back once. If Kareem sees me, he probably wants to beat me, haha. Laughing loudly, Chen Qingtian jumped into the sea. He moves forward. There was water under his feet. In front is the sea. He didn't intend to go back by boat, but on foot. Yushui, carried by the ability to cover water, controls one's own ability and allows oneself to walk on the water. In the early stage, Chen Qingtian could only walk briefly and could not walk long distances. Walking on the water, if you are not careful, Chen Qingtian will bid farewell to the sea. A landlubber, sinking, can only die or die. If you don't walk in the air, moonwalk consumes too much, and Chen Qingtian doesn't want to die of exhaustion in the air. Walking on the water is undoubtedly the least expensive and the most handsome. It's like a man riding a bicycle on the frozen sea. How handsome. It is a person who sees it and wants to learn it. The sea. A ship is sailing. The flag of the marine was hung on the ship, and 3 people wearing the cloak of justice stood on the bow of the ship, staring at the direction of the ship. The flag blew by the sea breeze, and the faint salty smell came oncoming. The 3 people who were used to this smell didn't feel uncomfortable. Behind them, the busy soldiers kept observing the front. If they had any questions, they would report them immediately. Looking at the familiar sea, the 3 opened their hands to welcome the warmth. There's no calm belt like nausea, and no bad weather. The calm sea is comfortable. I was lucky today, and there were no accidents. Sengoku, are you homesick? Garp asked the refined Sengoku, who showed no expression. Judging from his face, Sengoku doesn't look homesick. Xiaohei next to him showed a rare smile. She smiled and looked ahead. Be home soon. They have been away from home for many years, and they have not returned once. This time, it is a rare opportunity to apply and go home. By the way, deal with the East Blue Pirates, they are going home under the guise of a business trip. Think. Sengoku answered one word coldly. He didn't bother to answer Garp. He turned his head and said to Xiaohei, Xiaohei, do you think we will have a chance to get revenge when we go back this time? Xiaohei blinked. I think it is very feasible, but we still have to be careful. That old man has a bad temper and is powerful. After 7 years of systematic training in Marine, their strength is not what it used to be. In the past few years, they have made a lot of military exploits, and they are all Marines with status. Teenage nightmares they don't want to recall. The first thing I did when I got home was to seek revenge from the old man. You can't be beaten in vain, right? Garp is excited. Revenge, the thing he wants to do most. For so many years, he has dreamed that he succeeded in revenge and beat his father to the ground. The way his father ran away was really cute, and he felt very happy just thinking about it. Haha, Sengoku, Xiaohei, you don't need to worry, the old man's strength is just like that. When we were young, we were ignorant and thought that the old man was very strong. Now, I want to fight the old man. When I was a child, my father relied on his own strength to be strong and abused them. They once thought that the old man was very strong, so they didn't dare to mention that matter. Now, they have grown up, and their strength is different from before. The magical powers I saw when I was a child are nothing but the use of hockey. The old man's hockey is just so-so. Observation hockey, armament hockey, we all will. Do we need to be afraid of him? We have worked hard for more than 7 years, isn't it just for today? Are you afraid? Sengoku and Xiaoheming knew that it was an aggressive method, so they rushed too. How is this possible, Garp? Maybe you are afraid. The memories of their youth came to their hearts, and they were trembling. It's shadows, not because they're weak. Garp said heartlessly, don't worry, the 3 of us will go up together, and we won't give him a chance to react. I don't believe that father can avoid the simultaneous attack of the 3 of us. Sengoku, Xiaohei, show our fighting spirit. Facing his father, he couldn't lose his momentum. The most important thing is to not lose to your father. That's it. What if uncle is injured? Xiaohei couldn't help worrying. They wanted revenge, not hurt anyone. Just teach them a lesson and get the uncle to stop mistreating them. Sengoku frowned. That's right, we have to strike lightly and be careful not to hurt uncle. The old man is weak, but he can't stand their beatings. Their strength is too strong. If they accidentally injure the old man severely, wouldn't the loss outweigh the gain? They knew that the old man was for them when they were young, so they went to join the army. Participating in systematic training, All the way to today, their growth and today's status are inseparable from Chen Qingtian's teachings. Chen Qingtian has done both strength and knowledge learning, giving them the most complete system training. They avoided many detours and followed the old man's advice. They had their own training methods. Their strength has improved rapidly. Among those people, they graduated the fastest and are also the strongest. Xiaohei served as a staff officer, and she also participated in battles, rarely, mostly to give advice. Garp, don't want to do anything, just saltfish if you can. Sengoku, who they regard as the hardest working person, is also loved by the top. According to key figures, the next person in charge of Marine may be Sengoku. These are things for later. The three are really grateful to Chen Qingtian, especially Sengoku and Xiaohei, who took advantage of Garp and got the opportunity to practice. One step ahead. One step ahead. Thinking about it now, I was very happy when I was a child. Xiaohei agreed with Sengoku's words. That's right, I don't have so many worries. I think about how to resist Uncle every day. Thinking about it now, it's better than before. Xiaohei muttered. I don't know what Uncle has become now, is he old? After so many years, is the uncle still the same in their impression? Or has it changed? 7 years is enough to change a person. The three return to the island. The three people, who are close to their hometown, stand on the ground and look up at it. Garp waited. Sengoku and Xiaohei went home, had a good talk with their family, and came out with Garp. 3 people, go up the mountain together. They met the big beauty Karim. 7 years, Karim is still the same, sturdy, hockey. Hey, you 3 are back. Not bad, good, refreshed. Garp, they are all high officials in Marine now. The 3 obediently shouted, hello, Aunt Karim. Garp added, I haven't seen you for many years. Aunt Karim is still the same, so pretty. Aunt Karim was praised and laughed. Little Garp, your mouth is sweet, not bad, not bad. Go back, your father came back last month and is at home. The 3 nodded, thanking Aunt Karim for her guidance. Xiaohei caught 3 words, the old man went out last month? Is it a long trip, or did he come back after going out for a few days, or did the old man leave the island after they left and didn't come back until last month? She is full of doubts. When meeting, she has to ask carefully. 3 people, go up the mountain. All the way to the outside of the house, I found my hard-working father, who was alone, busy with the work in the field. Garp shouted. Hey, old man, Master Garp, are back. Come out and meet me soon. Chen Qingtian knew that they were back, so he turned his head and wiped his hands. Walking over slowly, he came in front of the 3 of Garp. Condescending. 3 people, bowed their heads. Don't dare to look at him. Chen Qingtian hit Garp on the head with his fist, and Garp screamed in pain. Garp, you still know how to go home. Boom. Meet and give a punch. It's been 7 years, and you still know how to come back. He raised his hand and punched again. 1 punch and 1 dog's son, making Garp flustered. Boom. Boom. I told you not to call home. Boom. I let you have a good time outside. Boom. I'll let you wave. Boom. After more than a dozen punches, Chen Qingtian couldn't move anymore. Garp, who was beaten the whole time, did not dare to resist. He bowed his head and put his head in his hands, trying not to let himself be beaten as much as possible. Helpless, Chen Qingtian beats people professionally, and it's useless for Garp to stop him. Garp, who was lying on the ground, slowly got up after hearing no movement. Father, I have called back. If you don't believe me, you can ask Aunt Karim, she can testify. Garp was wrong. After he went out, he called home on time to inquire. The phone bill is expensive. Garp has money. He called every once in a while, asking how his father was doing, whether he had eaten on time, and whether he had gone out for a while. The reply I got was only 3 words, not at home. Not at home. 1 year, 2 years, 7 years, nothing has changed. No. Garp took the opportunity to come back and take a look. Unexpectedly, my father was at home. After hearing what Garp said, Chen Qingtian touched his nose, as if he was really not at home. It's not that my son didn't call, it's that I didn't listen. However, I am his father, how can I admit that I beat the wrong person? Cough. Let alone, I haven't beaten Garp in a while, and I feel very good. That's it, that's all right. Garp said seriously, apologies. Chen Qingtian waved his fist. Garp doesn't eat this set. Apologize. You hit the wrong person, and you want to run away without apologizing, that's impossible. Even if you were my father, you have to apologize. Chen Qingtian blinked, embarrassed, and touched his nose again. Okay, I'm sorry, my precious son, if you are injured, show dad. Changing his arrogant attitude, Chen Qingtian gently asked about Garp's injury. Sengoku and Xiaohei next to him didn't see it. Can you father and son pay attention, there is an outsider next to you. Garp looked at the two of them. Did you see, my father apologized to me. I am not good. Sengoku and Xiaohei looked at each other. If they were beaten up, they would be fine with an apology. They also want to punch Garp. Good uncle. Good uncle. Two people, greetings Chen Qingtian. It turns out that Sengoku and Xiaohei are also back. Sit down, sit down. The two were not polite, and sat down by themselves. They do it themselves and don't need Chen Qingtian to serve them. Garp, watch dad carefully. Old. It has been 7 years, and my father is also getting old. His appearance changed, he became older, and he was not as handsome as before. Compared with myself, I have grown up and become stronger. I can't bear it. Garp, don't want to read anymore. He was afraid that he could not help crying. Have you eaten? The three of them shook their heads, got off the boat, and rushed here. They haven't eaten yet, Chen Qingtian said. Then you wait a moment, I will cook for you. Sengoku and Xiaohei wanted to get up to help, but they were stopped by Chen Qingtian. Sit down, you two, I can still cook a meal for you. The two sat down. Garp wanted to sit down, but was taken away by Chen Qingtian. Watch me do it, cook. Garp froze for a moment, it was indeed his own father. I was born and picked up, and my father dared not treat me like this. Light the fire and cook. Skillful movements are engraved deep in Garp's muscles and cannot be forgotten. After joining the army, he did not cook. All they do is catch pirates and protect safety. Touching cooking again, Garp, remembering how he hated cooking as a kid. Today, there is no such feeling. Father, what's for lunch? Chen Qingtian waved his hand. Go outside, I can do it alone. Fried vegetables. Chen Qingtian planted fields full of vegetables, fruit trees. After he left, Aunt Karim kept coming to help. For a month, Chen Qingtian tidied up carefully and built a fence to prevent wild animals from eating. The dish for lunch is fresh meat. The wild boar on the mountain. He also cooks his own specialty dishes, braised pork knuckle, braised pork, whole meat feast. With all kinds of vegetables, made according to what his son Garp wants to eat. Outside, the three sat together. They whispered and questioned each other. How? Do you want to follow the plan? Garp Wen asked. Sengoku thought and said. Wait and see what happens, let's eat first and then see. Xiaohei nodded. Uncle is getting old. 7 years can change a person. The three of them could see Chen Qingtian's state. Without the appearance of the past, he is what they imagined. Living alone for 7 years, even if you don't live on an island, go to other places, it's the same. It's hard. In the past few years, Chen Qingtian has not found anyone to live with him, most likely because of Garp. The more Garp listened, the more guilty he felt. My father paid so much for himself. I am not filial. Come on, let's eat. Be careful, it's hot. The meal is ready. A hearty meal. It was rare for Chen Qingtian to cook. Several people looked at the food on the table. Dazed. After a long time, Xiaohei came back to his senses, and he asked Chen Qingtian, Uncle, don't you know how to cook? There are all kinds of delicious dishes. It was richer than what they ate in Marine, smelling the aroma, knowing that these dishes must be delicious. Sengoku scratched his head. That's right, didn't you say you couldn't cook back then, and let the three of us do it all? Even stir-fried vegetables are unpalatable. Every day is barbecue, he takes the lead, and the others are handed over to 3 people. It can be said that basically the 3 of them cook and cook. However, today, Chen Qingtian served the meal he made by himself, and the 3 of them were numb. You have been deceiving them all these years. Father, you. Garp is the most wronged. My father knows everything, but he is acting. For so many years, nothing has been revealed. If his father hadn't cooked the food himself today, he would have thought his father had gone out to buy it. Didn't you say that your cooking is not delicious? Chen Qingtian widened his eyes and asked back, did I say that? Sengoku and Xiaohei were tactically silent. They want to ask, haven't you? Your sister, pretend to have amnesia. Fortunately, they feel that the old man is not doing well, so they should treat him well. This person does not deserve their sympathy. Father, you lied to me. Take a bite, it's delicious, Garp, eat like crazy. While eating, Garp came up with a sentence. Why do you want to play me, father? Chen Qingtian ate slowly. He said, is it delicious? I don't think so. In my eyes, this is just so-so. Garp. Silent. Sengoku. Silent. Xiaohei. Silent. This time, Xiaohei didn't take Chen Qingtian's side either, it was too much. After so many years, they discovered that Chen Qingtian's cooking is so delicious. Having been lied to for so many years, they. Sengoku, save some for me, don't finish eating. Little Crane. Why are you robbing me of meat? Hey, stop you two, stop lousy. Garp is complaining. The meat in his bowl has become the object of contention between Sengoku and Xiaohei. You don't eat meat, right, we help you. All for one for all. The two who are willing to help others will not feel embarrassed. They eat meat, one piece at a time. I thought you didn't like meat, so I'll help you. Sengoku took a bite of meat, filling his mouth. Xiaohei buried his head in eating meat. Today, let him eat freely, and don't need to manage his weight. There are two things in life that cannot be let down, beauty and food. Food is currently, after eating this meal, I don't know when I will be able to eat the meal made by Chen himself. There is not much time left for them, and they will soon go to the task and then go back to the Marine headquarters. The chaotic new world needs them to stabilize. East Blue is a small place after all, and pirates can't go anywhere. Whoever said that I don't like meat, you two are fine. If you eat my meat again, I will lose my face. The two seemed unable to hear Garp's words, and ate Garp's meat by themselves. Your meat is ours, and ours is ours. Garp is angry, he wants to eat it back. Start your hands in the bowls of the two of you, you eat mine. If that's the case, don't blame me for being rude. All of a sudden, a big battle broke out on the dinner table. Sengoku, Garp, Xiaohei, the three kept fighting for food. The movements of the three were fast, with quick hands and slow hands. Reserved, at this moment cannot save the stomach. If you want to eat, you have to do it. Chen stay away from danger. Fights belong to fights, don't waste food. Also, can you pay attention to me next to me? Chen who was hit by Chiyu, does not want to participate in their battle. How embarrassing, we got into a fight over a meal. How long has it been since you guys have eaten? Look at your appearance, how much better than the beggars outside. A dinner is a battle. Chaotic, unbearable. The battle between the three lasted until after the dinner. After dinner, the fight continued. The three of them posed and started fighting, a scuffle. It's mostly Sengoku and Garp fighting, two people, fighting hard. Xiaohei was separated. So Xiaohei and Chen stood together watching the fight between the two. The two interesting people kept pointing at Sengoku and Garp's action guide. Slow, the movement is too slow, can you hurry up? Yes, attack him in the yin, don't be shy. Put his eyes in, no need to hide them. Specially let others attack the dangerous parts. If those parts are hit, the degree of injury will definitely not be light. Listening to Chen words, Xiaohei admired in his heart. Your father is still your father. Look at his words, how insidious and cunning. Wait, what are we here for? Suddenly, Xiaohei remembered that they were here to fight, not to kill each other. Hello, Sengoku, Garp. Shouting and waving, Xiaohei asked the two to pay attention to him. Sengoku and Garp stopped and looked at Xiaohei puzzled. Xiaohei winked, indicating that they hit the wrong person. Now is not the time for infighting, have they forgotten their purpose? Only then did the two realize that, yes, they did not come to kill each other, but to avenge their father. You can't fight, you have to follow the plan. Giving up the infighting, the two came to Chen and they were gearing up. Garp spoke first. Old man, let's fight. Straightforward, no other languages? Needed. Chen glanced at him and said flatly, you want to fight lousy? Are you sure? Then, Chen said, I'm afraid that if I punch you down, you will die. My son Garp is gone. After training for several years, I thought I was invincible. Doesn't he know that his father has become stronger? Hee, old man, the me today is not the me 7 years ago. I'm not afraid of your fist anymore. It's impossible for you to kill me. If you can hurt me, you are amazing. Garp really floated. The attitude of speaking is different, you see, what arrogant words. Chen rolled up his sleeves and asked again. Are you sure you want to fight me? Garp nodded. Sure, I'm serious. Get in position and wait for your father to come. Garp, secretly happy, wait a minute, he will hit his father until he kneels and begs for mercy. Thinking of that scene, Garp was even more excited inside. Here I am, father. Garp, he's strong, his speed, trained in marine for years, is fast. Soon, in the blink of an eye, a shadow was left behind. Close your eyes, open your eyes, his fist has already appeared in front of you. Huge fist, black all over, Garp, attached to armament hockey to hit the father. To test his progress over the years is also to prevent his father from escaping. Armed color, hardened. Iron fist. Let's meet, let's fight hard. Garp is still the same Garp, when he strikes, he never pays attention to proportion. Sengoku and Xiaohei next to him couldn't help worrying, damn Garp, whether he knows how to measure. What if uncle can't bear it? The two looked at each other, realized something was wrong, and immediately went to rescue Uncle. Fist. To the front. Coming straight to the door, Garp was overjoyed and was about to win. Father, sure enough, he is not as strong as he imagined. He's just strong on the outside, but on the inside, he looked very strong in the past, but now he seems to be mediocre. Haha, father, get down. The fist is about to touch the door. Chen Qingtian raised his hand, and held Garp's fist in front of the three of them. An iron fist, held in one hand. And it's the left hand. Chen Qingtian's left hand holds Garp's fist. Garp, stuck in the air, his face was full of puzzlement. Then came shock, disbelief. His iron fist, with 7 points of strength, was actually held. Use force. Not moving at all. In the next second, Garp thought of a terrible scene. He struggled quickly, not allowing himself to be beaten. Boy, don't think that you are awesome after going to the Marine headquarters. You have to know that this world is very big, and what you see is just the tip of the iceberg. There are mountains beyond the mountains, and there are people beyond the sky. There are many people who are stronger than you. Boom. One punch was so powerful that the ground seemed to be shaking. Garp, with his head in the dirt, his wailing continued. What? His father's love kept him from getting up. It hurts. His head hurts. This punch seems to have broken his armament hockey. Attack directly towards the inside. The armed color is hardened, and it looks weak in front of Chen Qingtian's fist. Seeing this scene, Sengoku and Xiaohei touched the back of their heads. The two choked up. Fortunately, the person who went up was not themselves, otherwise, they would have suffered even more. Garp was so hard, they all let out heart-piercing screams, and if they were them, they would probably lie down and go back. F*K. Why is the old man so strong? I'm numb. The two were numb, the familiar scene was so clear. They couldn't help but think of the scene where the three of them were beaten, and it was the same. For one punch, Chen Qingtian will not throw a second punch. If it can be solved in one go, he will definitely solve the problem in one go. Xiaohei, I think it's better not to go up if we wait. Xiaohei nodded straightforwardly. Yes, I don't want to be beaten. Just leave it to Garp to get spanked. It's only natural for a father to beat his son. Wouldn't it be good for them to be spectators? Why should they go up to join in the fun? Now is the time for their father and son to enjoy their family affection. How can they be disturbed? Garp got up with difficulty, his head hurt so much, and there was a big bag on it. Touched. Garp hissed in pain, really hurt. Into the heart and lungs. Sengoku, Xiaohei, hurry up, let's go together. The enemy is too fierce, I can't handle it alone. Sengoku looked at the sky and said to himself, the weather is nice today. Xiaohei also looked at the sky, pretending to reply. Yes. The sun is shining brightly, I haven't seen such a good weather for a long time. The two chatted on their own, without hearing Garp's voice at all. Garp shouted louder. Sengoku, hurry up and help. Sengoku smiled and said to Xiaohei, Xiaohei, are you thirsty? Xiaohei replied. Exactly, I'm thirsty, let's drink water together? Sengoku. Go. Ignoring Garp's cries, the two went inside to get water. Then, no more. Garp, with a question mark on his head, these two people have abandoned themselves. Damn, they're so hideous. There is no reason for this. Father, can we stop here? Chen Qingtian rubbed his fists, shook his head and said, what do you think? If you want to fight, you can fight. If you don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. What kind of place do you think this is? I want to test your progress over the years. Don't try to run away, you can't run away. Chen Qingtian said again. Originally, when your bastard son comes back, I don't want to beat you, since you are looking for death. I can't not satisfied with your son, right? Garp shook his head, and kept shaking his head. A person cannot support himself alone. The teammates backstabbed themselves, and they actually wanted to watch the show. They had agreed to do it together, but at the critical moment, you lost the chain. Come. Garp didn't want to fight. Chen Qingtian yelled. Hurry up. Who are you showing your time to? If you do this again, don't blame me for being rude. Father was angry, and Garp bit the bullet. He picked up the speed and shot with all his strength. I can't keep my hand, my father's fist is too scary. With one punch, he lost half his life. Another punch, I can't bear it. It's too slow. Chen Qingtian dodged and appeared in front of Garp. Fist, raised. Garp was so frightened that he hurriedly left that place, dodged and came further away. His movements were all displayed in Chen Qingtian's eyes. Observation hockey captured his movements, and Chen Qingtian waited for Garp's arrival in advance. Fist, slowly falling. Boom. Garp has a question mark over his head. Why did I run so fast, but I still got hit? Why would my lord father know that I appeared in that place? Head. Buried in the soil again. Chen Qingtian said slowly, where's your observation hockey? Only learning armament hockey. Ignoring the practice of observation hockey, Garp, what have you practiced all these years? I'll be very angry if you act like that. Zhang Gong and Xiaohe happened to see that scene, and Chen Qingtian predicted Garp's actions. Wait in advance. Garp is like a fish, obediently taking the bait. Beaten, facing Chen Qingtian's fist head-on. This scene can be said to have frightened the two of them. Xiaohe asked Sengoku, is this observation hockey? Sengoku thought. I don't know, the observation hockey I know doesn't have this ability. Are they low level, or is Chen Qingtian's observation hockey too strong? Xiaohe said in shock. Can observation hockey do this? I feel like Uncle knows Garp's movements in advance, and every step is in his plan. Look, with this punch, Garp hit him again, and this, look. Garp's fists and feet can't touch the uncle at all. The more you look at it, the more terrifying it becomes. Garp, being teased like a monkey. Just like when they were young, they were ruthlessly abused. So scary. This is what Sengoku and Xiaohe said in their hearts. They sighed again, your father is still your father. The old man is too strong. Yeah, it's too strong. They can't raise the heart of resistance at all. This is an ability. It will take at least 10 years for them to defeat the old man. Sengoku thought of his own fruit ability, it seemed that it was useless. The same goes for Xiaohe, the two of them ate devil fruit and gained devil fruit ability. Of the three, only Garp didn't eat, he didn't want to rely on external forces. Although Chen Qingtian gave them a mouthful, try not to eat devil fruit if they can. The temptation of power, they can't bear the power of devil fruit. I think our abilities are vulnerable to the old man. Xiaohe pushed Sengoku. Sengoku thought about it and decided to do it. Transform. Buddha's Sengoku. I, Sengoku, join the battle. Garp, here I come. Shockwave. Behind the gigantic Buddha statue appears Sengoku, who transforms into a titan. His palm spewed shockwaves. Chen Qingtian didn't look back, he clenched both hands at the same time. Left hand for Garp, right hand for Sengoku. Boom at the same time. Buzz. The ground cracked. Trees collapsed, blown away. The nearby houses were blown away. Their battle was too fierce, and everything around them was blasted into a pit under the shockwave. Chen Qingtian stood in the pit, he withdrew his hands. Garp fell to the ground and didn't want to fight anymore. Sengoku flew out, spitting blood. Two people were beaten to vomit blood at the same time. Chen Qingtian, except that his clothes were a little dirty, seemed to be fine. Devil fruit is good, Sengoku, but your development level is too low, you still need to work hard. You have to remember that your own strength is fundamental, and devil fruit's strength can only be increased, and you can't rely too much on devil fruit's ability. Of course, it's not that devil fruit's ability is not good, you have to catch it, the two complement each other. Physical skills cannot be left behind. How many demon fruit powers are lost to everyone, they ignore themselves. Sengoku stood up, wiped away the blood, this punch gave him a great shock. Shockwave was beaten back. Simple punch. I remember, uncle. Xiaohe was glanced at by Chen Qingtian, and said timidly, I know too, uncle. Garp screamed, when will he take revenge? It's so tough. Why is father so strong? Even though I practiced so hard, I was still abused. What's wrong? Your mind exploded. Garp shook his head, he asked doubtfully, Father, how can you be so strong? Chen Qingtian smiled faintly. I don't know, maybe it's innate. Garp. Silent. Sengoku. Silent. Xiaohe. Silent. F*K, it was installed.